Hello? Hello? It is I, Tiny Bee, your tiny bird friend on the internet. Long time no see. Or long time no talk. Long time no hang out. I don't know. Something like that. Anyway, we're back, kinda. I had talked about it a little bit in the Discord, which is pretty much my only means of communication. So, uh, if you're interested in this stream at all, you can join the Discord, although I don't necessarily endorse it or recommend it. It's totally up to you. Yeah, but it's been a minute. I really dropped the ball past New Year's in terms of my ambitions to stream at least once or twice a month. That's on me. Things got pretty hectic for me towards the end of the school year. Life stuff got in the way, they're the usual excuses. But basically, I just did not have the time or the mental bandwidth to stream, so I didn't. However, more recently, I found that I do have a bit more time and mental bandwidth, and I've decided I do want to stream a bit. And today's like me easing into that, so I didn't really announce it except on the Discord vaguely. And I think over the month of April, I'm going to try to stream a fair few times if I can. I don't know about the length of those streams. We'll see how long this one runs. But for me, in my time zone, it's like, almost 5:30-ish right now, PM. So, we're going on into the evening, and I'll see how long I can stick it out. But I'll probably get tired at some point. Yeah, that being said, time-wise is another thing. Like, I know that for my original audience, when I was streaming more on Eastern US time, this would be a very strange time for me to stream. It's like 4:30 in the morning there. So if anybody wanders in, if you can't sleep, if you're having anxiety, heaven knows why you'd be having anxiety right now in the world, but I'm sure that there are plenty of reasons that don't bear mentioning. Yeah, just you can come in, hang out, even if you're just laying in bed, vegetating, trying to get back to sleep, whatever. Some people have said they like to fall asleep to me yammering, so if I put you to sleep, I'd be very happy about that, or put you back to sleep, especially as someone who has dealt with some form of insomnia throughout my life. Yeah, I know it can be real tough, and that getting back to sleep can be like the ultimate reward if you can manage it. That being said, like, I don't know, I'll probably just talk about some other stuff as we get into the game, but that's kind of what's going on. I'm still in Japan. I'm still living the life over here. Still teaching school. Right now we're in the middle of spring break, actually. So we're prepping for the new school year, which starts in April in Japan, not in September like in the US and many other places. So things are comfortably busy at work, but I don't have a ton going on outside of work hours right now, and I figured, streaming could fill that gap. I've missed you all. I've missed playing games. And one of those games is over my shoulder behind me right now. Actually, this is kind of a crappy view of it. Let's open it up to the title screen here. This game is called Caves of Qud. You may have heard of it. It is a roguelike in the true sense of the word. It's kind of very similar to the actual game Rogue, which it takes some inspiration from, but some inspiration from many other games in the sort of story-driven, randomly generated RPG genre. Pseudo-randomly generated. We'll talk about that, about Caves of Qud, as we get into it, but I've played this game on and off. I don't think I've ever played it on stream, but I've played it on and off for like the past couple years. I think it's been in development, well, I'm going to be wrong no matter what I say, but it's been like over 4 or 5 years, I want to say. They just released into 1.0 about a month or two ago, and so ever since I've been wanting to get back into it. They've made a lot of quality of life improvements, not the least of which is something that should not be so groundbreaking or whatever. But if you are a Qud player from way back, you know that the developers were sort of hardcore keyboard only for a long time. So everything, including the menus, you had to navigate with a keyboard. And as you've probably heard me talk about on stream, I use a 60% keyboard, which is a heavily reduced keyboard. It doesn't include the numpad, the arrow keys, a couple other things. That's kind of built into the keyboard, but you have to use a function key to access those other keys. That makes it difficult to play Caves of Qud because you do need a lot of those, especially the arrow keys for movement and things like that. So I use a little add-on to my keyboard to play, because that used to be the only option. However, you will notice something. There is a cursor on my screen. There is mouse interactivity in this game now. So for example, if I click options, I go into the options menu, pretty much anything you can do in the game that previously you had to only use a keyboard to do, you can use a mouse. They've also added mouse navigation into the game, so you can actually somewhat navigate your character and direct actions and things with a mouse, like, you know, modern game stuff that we take for granted. But Caves of Qud is sort of like a love letter to the era of like DOS games where you did only really have a keyboard for input and you controlled all the actions via independently assigned keys on said keyboard. They've kind of split the difference here, and they've done a really good job. I think it's pretty seamless. I have rolled up a couple characters and played a little bit of 1.0, or actually now it's 1.0.2. And I like it, and it's cool, and I think they've done a really awesome job. So I think without further ado, we can maybe jump into the game. Oh, I gotta switch audio over, I just realized. So let's drop out the BGM, bring in the Qud audio, because Qud actually does have pretty banging background music and ambient sounds and whatnot. So as always, I did a little bit of testing prior to streaming, but if you do have audio issues or if something's too loud or too quiet or whatever, let me know. It looks about right in the OBS dashboard, but it's hard. I never really know. Anyway, so let's start. What is Caves of Qud? Let's get into it. New game. Okay. So from the very first, you're gonna see that you enter into the character creation screen. There's a couple different ways to play the game. There's classic, which is the sort of rogue-like mode. You have permadeath, which is what it says. You lose your character when you die. This is fun. I mean, I enjoy this. I know not for everybody. There are many people who do not enjoy permadeath in a game. I'm also noticing on the preview that the screen... I mean, I see it on mine, but the weird, like, scan line thing is really heavy on the stream. I feel like it's still readable, though. Like, if I maximize my screen. The tough thing about Qud is, like, if you're not maximizing your screen, if you're on a mobile device, this is going to be hard for you to read, and I'll try to read everything out loud just for that reason. And you can follow along. Well, the good news is now you can follow along with my mouse cursor, because you used to not be able to do that. But anyway, I'll try to point things out. I'll try to read all the text on the screen because it is very small. So right here, you have classic mode A, permadeath, lose your character when you die. That's very classic rogue-like play. You start a new game, it starts from scratch, sort of randomly generated world, and if you die, you lose that character and you have to start over. Role play, you can checkpoint at settlements, so basically it's like, I would call this Final Fantasy style. You can save in towns. Plays more like a traditional old school role-playing game. Wander is... this is a newer one. I have not played this mode, but it's basically kind of like pacifist mode. Like, as it says, most creatures begin neutral to you. You get no XP for killing, and you get more XP for discoveries and performing the water ritual, which we'll get into. you can checkpoint. So basically, this is for people who want to have a lore-tastic experience. You can play a wander game, which maybe we'll do at some point if we want to like poke around without. As you'll see, our character will always be in mortal danger pretty much from the start of the game through whenever we die or finish the game. And fair warning to anyone out there, I have never beaten Caves of Qud. As much as I've played it, maybe a couple hours here, a couple hours there, I have never dedicated the time to actually beating a run, and I almost always die. Or I think, I've had some runs I've just abandoned in older versions of the game that are no longer compatible, so those save files are long gone. But anyway, there's also a daily, so you get a fixed character and a world seed. Yeah, I mean, this isn't a lot of roguelike games, or it's just a challenge that kind of everybody can compete at. Although it's not clear here if it has a leaderboard, but I would assume it probably does. I don't know. Never tried it. And then there's a tutorial, so we could learn the basics of the game together. I did play through this when this pretty much dropped with 1.0, I think. This is also a new game mode where they just kind of guide your character selection or character creation, and they guide you through the first bit of the game, the controls, which could be a bit confusing, and some of the other mechanics, but they leave it pretty open-ended. They don't explain a lot, which is again part of the charm of Qud and games like Qud, games that Qud is referencing and paying homage to. They don't hold your hand. You have to kind of figure out things, and that means that you put yourself in mortal danger a lot, and you find out what do they call it? FAFO. You F around and find out, and that's just how it is. And I'm okay with that. I like playing games like that. I know that some people don't love playing games like that. So I'm here to kind of do it for you, I guess, is the way that I'll look at it. I guess theoretically, we could play through the tutorial on stream. It might help because it'll guide me a little bit to explain things to you as well, because I might forget some things as I'm playing that I should be explaining, but we could do that. So let's try a tutorial. So yeah, it does like kind of pigeonhole you into picking a specific thing. So basically, you'll see that there are two basic types of characters, but like it goes way beyond that. So there's a mutated human and there's a true kin. Mutated humans are what it says on the tin. They're humans with mutations. True kin do not have mutations, but they enhance their bodies with like advanced cybernetics, as you can see. And they get more skill points, and then they can rebuke robots, which in some ways is kind of like, I don't know, turning undead, I guess, because but Qud is kind of like a Dune-esque, like sci-fi but slightly feudalistic society with some like fantasy elements. Like it's definitely it's a blend. It's a cool blend of like fantasy and sci-fi, like a sort of dying earth kind of setting, which I tend to like, so it's cool for me. But yeah, so mutated humans get mutations, which are like cool. They're fun ways to like play your character. So that's one way to customize your character. And then as you'll see, there's also like starting classes, which is another way to customize your character. There's skills. There's all sorts of ways to play the game. You could literally play this game forever, infinitely. It's one of those. I mean, obviously, as it's a roguelike. But it has a lot of replayability just because of the depth of character creation and the different strategies that are sort of viable for playing the game. So anyway, we'll just start from the tutorial. Why not? Because I'm sure that if anyone wanders in here, especially any of my longtime viewers or new friends or whoever, they might not be familiar with this game. And that wouldn't surprise me. Oh, sorry, I'm drinking a little rooibos tea. It's not tea. It's what do you call it? It's a tisane. It's an herbal, but people do call herbal tea, even though that's incorrect. Anyway, Caves of Qud. Okay, welcome to the Caves of Qud tutorial. We'll just be scratching the surface here, learning enough of the basics to help you get your footing. Yeah, like I said, they don't want to hold your hand too much. It's kind of part of the philosophy of their game design. In Caves of Qud, you play as a mutated human or a truekin. For the tutorial, we're picking mutated human. Okay, and as I said, they kind of like funnel you this to show you the basics of the game. So mutated human. So mutated human, you can choose a preset, and we are going to end up choosing the Marsh Tower. Character creation is a deep and sometimes long process, as I was just saying. We included some preset builds to help you get started. After the tutorial, you can try another build or make a character from scratch, the recommended way, once you get your footing. For now, pick the Marsh Tar. So the Marsh Tar is a charge-based melee fighter. Like the tar in the name is indicating like centaur, basically. It's a humanoid well, I don't know if they're equine. They might be some other animal. But anyway, they have 4, bottom legs and then 2 arms. So they're kind of based on like, charging, agility, high maneuverability. And they're saying that this is their most survivable starting build. So that's why they're giving it to you in the tutorial. Because as we will see, Caves of Qud is a very dangerous game for the player. Okay, so now, this is the basics. Now, if you were to do yours from scratch, you could choose where you put your points and abilities. You could choose your mutations, and there's people who have played RPGs and stuff will be familiar with this. There's kind of like a merit-demerit system. Like, if you choose a strictly positive mutation, you can also choose, like, a strictly negative one to balance it out or whatever. But, I mean, most of the time, I don't think that's necessary unless you want to take, like, a million mutations. So here you'll see the mutations that they've taken: freezing ray, multiple legs, amphibious, and teleportation. And we can look at this later and see exactly what all of this means. But here's a summary of your attributes and mutations, which grant your character unique abilities. It'll probably actually explain this more later. Oh, we get to pick a name. Okay, so we'll just go with a random name. Actually, no, whatever. We'll be Tiny B. This is what I use a lot of time in RPGs, but we'll just be that for now. Oh yeah, I forgot I could do color input here. I guess this is the closest to orange, or they've got gold. Yeah, we'll be gold, I guess. They don't have strictly orange, but we'll do that. All right, next. Oh, submit. Okay, next. Character creation. Choose starting location. So in a normal character creation, you'd have a couple options to choose as a starting location. The actual standard one is a town called Joppa, which, if you've seen any earlier Qud tutorials before they had this tutorial, you might have seen people start in Joppa. That's considered the canonical starting point. But here they're having you start in the sunken caravanserai, and the outskirts of Qud. So we're just going to do that. So now it's going to generate the world, which, it generates all this stuff. World seeds, rivers, canyons, history, that kind of stuff. The characters get somewhat randomized, although in a lot of the towns, the same characters appear in every run and every game. The same towns, if they're important towns, whatever. But other things do get randomized, obviously, like the loot, the enemies, like locations of certain event type locations and things like that. So it's one of those things where it's not exactly procedurally generated. Like the map itself is always roughly the same, but it's the fine details that are more procedural and random. Okay, so we're about to get into it, and this is like a very lore heavy game, and it's cool. And they do sort of randomize the lore every game, which is cool. If you're a player of Dwarf Fortress or familiar with that game, you'll get that feel from it, because Dwarf Fortress is kind of the same. Like the mechanics and things are always the same. The actual look and layout is always very similar, but like every new game of Dwarf Fortress you start generates like a crazy deep history of your world and stuff like that. And Qud is kind of like that too. So, without further ado, on the 30th of Kisu Oaks, you scuttle down a dark shaft at the edge of a sunken trade path and arrive at a caravanserai. It's powdered in salt and dust from across the ribbon of time. And the writing is like is awesome in this game, just FYI. So you'll notice a couple of things right off the bat. This is like the notification square. I don't know what you want to call it. The notification box. This will pop up when it has like things to communicate directly to you, the player. But there is a message log over here, and anyone who has ever played an old school RPG, a MUD, anything on DOS or whatever, you will recognize this as like this is a lot of games used to just be this window. They used to just be text based, and you would read what was happening. Qud is kind of, it has that, but it also has a visual map here that you interact with, so it does the best of both worlds. So yeah, I think it's going to explain some of this stuff to us. Okay, yeah, here we go. This is the main gameplay stage. At the top of the screen are your attributes, HP and XP. So yeah, the green is our HP, and the bottom, which is, it will be gray, will fill up with XP as we complete tasks or kill enemies or whatever. Mostly kill enemies, to be fair. And the bottom is your ability hotbar. So yeah, this is a cool thing. They've got an ability hotbar, which, as I said, 1.0 Qud, you can click this, you can interact with your mouse, but you'll notice that each ability, sprint here, freezing ray, has an associated, that's a number. Sorry, obviously it's a number. It's a keybind number. So this is the 1 key for sprint. This is the 2 key for freezing ray. So like I said, it's a pretty modernized, smooth transition between using the mouse and the keyboard, whereas the keyboard used to be the only option in Qud. So we could either hit space to continue, or we could click. So let's go old-fashioned. We'll do keyboard. Let's explore this cave we found ourselves in. Looks like there's a chest over at the end of the room. Let's walk over to it. You can click the square if you want to move, or use the arrow keys or numpad. With arrow keys, you can press shift arrow keys to move diagonally. So as I said, I use a 60% keyboard, but I do have a little add-on so that I have arrows and num keys for Qud specifically. I literally bought this little add-on USB thing for Qud because I don't use it in my day-to-day, but when I need to access those keys, when I'm doing like word processing or like whatever, I just use a function key on my 60% keyboard, but it gets really tedious and old doing that when you're playing Qud, so I have a little add-on here. And it's cool because I can also flip it, so my arrows and all that are on my left-hand side, whereas normally on a full-size keyboard, that would be you using your right hand, which just feels unnatural to me after all these years, so I like to control movement with my left hand, so I've got it on the left side. More information than you ever needed to know about my physical setup. So anyway, as you can see, this is my little man's. This little guy right here where my cursor is pointing, our little marsh tar, Tinny Bee. And Tinny Bee can move left, right, up, down. Well, I mean, obviously these are like cardinal directions. And like it said, if I were to hold shift and like if I hold shift and right, I move diagonal right. If I hold shift and left, I move diagonal down left. If I press up, I go up left, and if I press down, I go down right, which is like, that can be a little unnatural, I think, when you first start playing this game, but you'll get the hang of it pretty quickly. And you'll see we're already getting information about our environment over here in the message log. So, for instance, as I was sort of flailing around there, I was bonking myself into this wrought iron fence. So it's telling me the way is blocked by a wrought iron fence. And I know that like a lot of people know this stuff, but there's probably people who might wander through here that have never seen a game like Qud before, if they've grown up in the era of like, even 8-bit, 16-bit, from that era onward, like they might have never seen a game exactly like this. So I feel like it doesn't hurt to explain. You can interact with objects that you're next to. So I can press the space bar, or I can click, which is cool. We'll click in a bit, but I'll try to do it the traditional way. So if I hit the space bar, it opens up the chest. Inside the chest, what do we got? We got a torch, and we've got a bronze dagger. A torch. When it's nighttime or when you're underground, you need a torch equipped to see. Select it, which we do, and then you'll see there's a sub-menu here, which is very helpful. It tells you all the ways that you can sort of interact with things. So we've selected it. No, I'm sorry, we have to select it, so we're gonna hit space, and then oh no, just kidding, space. This is our expanded view of the chest and us. I guess I didn't actually have to do that. But anyway, needless to say, we can take the torch and we can... Why is it... It's weird. Oh, it's weird that this shows like the trade interface. Anyway, let's go back. I'll try this one more time. So, okay. Yeah, we can just hit tab to take all. I think individually... I don't know, space to select. Why did... That's weird. This is what I expected to happen, but before when I hit space, it did not happen. So I selected the torch. Oh, you know what? Because I think I already clicked it with the mouse. Anyway, we can either auto-equip with tiny E, or we can manual equip with big E. We can also get, which puts it directly into our inventory or backpack instead of equipping. We can look at it, and we can show any effects. So let's actually look at it. Oh, it won't let us. We have to equip. Okay, so we're equipping. Now the bronze dagger. So we're gonna look at the bronze dagger. We're gonna equip the bronze dagger. Okay, let's explore further into the cave. It's kind of unfortunate that they like absolutely... Whoops, nope, I don't mean to do that. We'll get to auto explore and auto navigate in a bit. Sorry, I was pressing the wrong keys. But you can see like certain things are automatic. Like if there's an unlocked gate or door, it'll automatically open if you try to walk through it. For instance, there's the clay oven right here. We could hit, you know, space bar. Oh, actually, no, we have to do that. Oh, sorry, I was pointing in the direction of what I wanted to interact with the arrow keys. So the clay oven, for example, we can interact with, and you'll see like the depth of this game. Like you can whip up a meal. You can, if you get better skill in cooking, you can choose the ingredients you want to cook with, or you can cook from a recipe. You can also start preserving your fresh foods, because you'll come across fresh foods that will like deteriorate or expire or whatever, so you can preserve them to eat them later. We don't need to do any of that right now, but I thought I'd show you because it's cool. Anyway, we could explore this room a bit more. Oh, look, we walked over and we auto collected fresh water from the hookah, which is pretty funny. If you drink the bong water, you will be given superpowers. I guess we could theoretically pick up this stuff. This is an empty glass bottle. I mean, whatever. Why not? Let's just take it. I don't think there's any penalty for that. There's a bedroll too, but I would imagine, let's look at our inventory. Do we start with a bedroll? No, we don't. Okay. Well, whatever. Another thing to note. Whoops. Sorry. Wow, that was bad. I hit the print screen button on my other keyboard by accident. Our carrying capacity is here too. So let me go across this real quick. So this is us. This is our name. This is our temperature, which is very important. We can like catch on fire, or certain things will like raise our temperature, which is not great. Sated is if we're hungry, so we're not currently. Wet is good. This is if we're thirsty or not. Yeah, carrying capacity. This right here, $34. Well, it says dollars, but in Caves of Qud, the currency is water, which we'll see. Quickness is kind of like your initiative in a way, to describe it in like D&D terms, but yeah, kind of like that. It's like your speed for doing actions and attacking. MS is movement speed. AV is armor value. DV is dodge value. So armor and dodge are kind of like usually inversely relational in this game. Like if you wear heavier armor, you get more armor value, which is just straight up nullifies damage, whereas dodge value nullifies points of damage. So like one armor nullifies 1 point of damage, whereas dodge is the ability to completely nullify damage by dodging. So you can wear really light armor or no armor and have a high dodge value, or you know, certain advanced technological items and things like that will give you that too. Whereas armor is kind of more useful in the early game because it'll just straight up always block a given amount of damage, whereas dodge is always somewhat random. MA, what is MA again? I'm sure it'll explain a lot of this to us, but anyway, we'll go through all that. And then it shows the time of the day, the date, and then the time of the day. We can see the sun sort of rising in the sky. We're in the salt marsh. We're 1 stratum deep. So this game has like layers. You do a lot of, oops, what happened? You do a lot of going down into caves, because it's called Caves of Qud. Anyway, let's follow the tutorial for now. Oh, no, what's that? Some sort of creature. Let's take a closer look at it. So we can use L to look. So we will look at the Snapjaw. Snapjaw scavenger, hostile, average. Tussocks of fur, dressed skin stretched over taut muscle. Upright she stands, but she looks ready to drop onto all fours. Her snout snarls and her ears twitch. She barks and her hyena tribekin answer. Swarmer. This creature receives +1 to hit in melee and +1 penetration rolls for each other hostile swarmer beyond the first who is in another square adjacent to her target. Currently +0. Physical features bite. So yeah. These are gnolls, basically. Snapjaws are like little hyena people, like a early game sort of trash mob. Well, these are kind of trash mobs. There are stronger Snapjaws, but yeah, they're basically gnolls, hyena people. Here we have a description. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Snapjaw's hostile. Let's get ready for a fight. Okay. So we were looking... we can target it. I don't think we need to. All actions are turn-based, meaning you take a turn, then other creatures take a turn. For the most part, creatures won't act until you do. If you ever get panicked, just slow down and consider your next move. There's no rush. And this is very true. Take a step toward the Snapjaw. So watch. We're going to take 1 step, and they took a step as well, so that distance closed. You can attack hostile creature by moving into its square. This is called bump attacking. Yeah, so for basic melee attack, boop, you can just attack. Woo, you killed the Snapjaw and earned some experience. It looks like they dropped a piece of equipment too. Press Control Space and then choose a direction, or press right click. Let's try right click. Look at that. Oh, so easy. It's leather armor. Let's get it. Now let's take a look at the equipment screen. This is your equipment and inventory. Equipped items are on the left and inventory on the right. So we go to the leather arm. Oh, space to continue. Let's look at the leather armor you picked up. Armor has an armor value of 2 and a dodge value of 0. Yeah, this is what I was just talking about. Both help you avoid damage. Let's equip it. So. Nope. Oh, okay. Yeah, just auto-equip that. You can also equip by dragging them from your inventory to your equipment slot. That's cool and new. You couldn't do that before there was a mouse in the game. By the way, you have several other tabs in your character sheet. Feel free to explore them later. Yeah, you've got all sorts up here. Journal for your information you pick up, like from world history and books and stuff. You got quests, reputation with all the various creatures, and like each category of creature is considered its own like faction, I guess. So like you can see antelopes, apes, baboons, etc. And you can raise or lower, and in fact, like certain actions you take will raise or lower your faction reputation. And like, for example, factions that dislike each other, if you like raise it with one faction, then the other faction will hate you. It has like, you know, that kind of system. And then it's cool, it does tell you all what these different groups are generally about. You know, for example, apes are interested in sharing secrets about the locations of insect lairs, the locations of other ape lairs, and Oboroku's lair, or Oborokoru's lair. Apes are interested in learning about the locations of insect... What? And gossip that's about them. Okay. It's weird that they give 2 things here for apes, but I don't know. Anyway, we also have attributes and powers. We'll get to that in a second, and skills, but whatever. For now, we've equipped. Okay, so let's keep moving down the passage. Move, 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 move. Oh, there's stuff up here. Nothing really, but, you know, just more scenery. Uh-oh, I'm seeing bones, though. That's not good. What do we got over here? Uh-oh, another creature. Let's look at it more closely. When you come across something new, it's always a good idea to inspect it. All right. Press L or right click the bear. Oh, it's a bear. Okay, let's inspect the bear. The grizzly bear is huge and wild. She has devoured the infant child. The infant child is unaware she has been eaten by the bear. Physical features: bite, claw, claw. Badly wounded. Okay, it's badly wounded, so that should make it easier than normal for us to take down. Bear is wounded, but it's tough. This will be a harder fight. Okay, so we're gonna follow what it says. Yeah, you can wait a turn for the bear to approach. That way it won't be in range to attack when it takes its turn. Press num 5 or shift plus space, or just left click on your character. Oh, that's fairly convenient to pass a turn. So let's left click on our character. Bump attack the bear. Well, if you remember, if we shift and go right, we go diagonal, so we can do that. We missed. The bear attacked and missed. Let's attack again. This time you hit, but you failed to penetrate. So yeah, armor penetration is a thing in this. The bear hit you and did penetrate. You took 4 damage. Uh-oh. Let's try using ability. Look at your ability bar. Let's start sprinting. You can click the button or hit the hotkey. We'll hit the hotkey. So we're sprinting. Sprinting doubles your movement speed. So you'll see our movement went from 120 to 240 up here. But ends if you make an attack. Let's sprint back down the corridor and put some distance between us and the bear. Sprint. Every character has sprint, but most of your abilities are determined by traits like your mutations. You have freezing ray, so you can shoot frost out of your hands. Select it. Let's press 2. I guess. Oh, I see. Okay. You just do that. The bear is dead. Looks like it dropped something too, but first, let's use this opportunity to heal. So, space. You regain hit points naturally as turns pass. You can pass a few turns by waiting. If there are no hostile creatures around, you can rest until healed. You can do this with the apostrophe, or you can just, I think, do it by passing time, clicking your character, or any other of the methods that they mentioned. The bear is dead. Looks like it dropped something too. Okay. Let's see. There's an artifact beyond simple understanding. Try examining it. You identify the odd trinket as a chem cell. This is a chem cell. It can be used later to power other artifacts you find. Chem cells are basically like batteries. Okay, cool. So let's G that chem cell. Okay, let's keep moving. All right, it wants us to go up here, but I kind of want to look over here for a second. What's going on? Okay, nothing really. Okay. Oh, what's up here? Let's keep going. Let's keep going. The whole game world is a series of contiguous maps. Our passage continues off screen. Let's follow it. Walk north. We're doing it. Keep moving forward. Looks like there was some sort of battle to the north. Let's grab the gear that was left behind. A battle axe. Get it. Capital G. Did it not? Oh, okay. Let's take a look at the equipment screen. Plus, oh, they're just capitalizing it. I thought, okay, whatever. Ooh, iron battle axe. Mouse over. Oh, look, we can compare two things together. Very interesting. The battle axe has better penetration and deals more damage. Sounds like it's all around better. Equip the battle axe since it's better than your dagger. Okay, so let's just equip it. Bronze dagger was unequipped. Okay, cool. So we've got a torch in one hand. We've got an axe in our right hand. We've also got, this is our icy vapor from our freezing ray. We've got what? Oh, we got 34 drams of water. Good for us. Sometimes squares have multiple items in them. To see everything in a space, press Control plus space and then choose a direction, or press Control plus right click. Oh, Control plus right click. Ooh, wow. Whoever this was, they had some books. All books can be read in game. Books with white titles are generated and usually contain nonsense, but the nonsense can occasionally be useful. Books with gold titles are more valuable. They are handwritten by in-world beings and contain interesting takes on the world. Let's get the books. We're gonna G that. G that. We're also gonna G this water because water is good. Keep exploring. Okay. Why is that? Why is it just like blocking the screen? Can I not? Oh, okay. I can close it with space. I wasn't sure that I could. Ooh, salty blood. No thanks. No, we're not. Okay. Nope, it doesn't. It actually doesn't want to clear that message off. That's kind of annoying. I guess it's just trying to funnel me out of here. Oh, a staircase. Walk over it. You can click this button, or you can press the minus symbol, which I'll just do. Oops, I need to shift. What? Oh, wait, do I need to... Huh? Oh, no, it was doing it. It just lagged out for a second. That's unfortunate. We're on the surface now. We can walk the whole world this way, or we can access the world map for fast travel. But first, you just became hungry. You need to eat. Let's make camp. How about next to that beetle over there? Okay. We're not quite ready to leave yet. Okay. Okay. Oh, I see. It wanted me to just move down one. Okay. Let's make camp. What is happening? The game is being weird. Huh? There's nothing there you can put. Oh, I see. Okay, it just wanted me to choose the direction. I see. Okay. It's weird because I'm not used to using the mouse and keyboard, so it's definitely messing me up. Use the campfire. Okay. Let's cook. Let's whip up a meal. You gather whatever you can find for your meal. A nip of salt, a poetic glowpad's left stem, a glowpad leaf, and a dash of crock meat. Wonderful. Sounds delicious. You eat the meal. Tastes good. Okay. Oh, look. Let's not be rude. Talk to the beetle. Press space or left click. We're going to left click. Oh, hello. Clockwork beetle and pariah to its people. Nice. Let's trade. Okay. Not much of a talker, but that's not true for everyone. As long as the creature isn't hostile, you can try to chat with them. Let's see what the beetle has for trade. Let's trade. This beetle's inventory is on the left, and your inventory is on the right. The beetle has some witchwood bark. That's useful. It heals you when you eat it. Let's trade for it. Okay, witchwood bark. We don't need the dagger, so we'll trade the bronze dagger. Let's complete the trade. You'll have to pony up 33 drams of water to even up the trade. Agreed? Oh, yes. Well, we don't really have an option, do we? So, yes. Trade complete. All right. Now we have a lot of witchwood bark, and that's cool for healing. Live and drink, friend. Okay, now go to the world map. Oh, yeah, we just have to ascend one more time. It'll take us... So this is the Qud world map. You can look around here just like on the local map. Press L. In stagnant pools, luminous lilies compete with the ribbon of stars in the night sky. Under the salt sun, though, they shrink into the shade of the brineweed. Salt marsh. Okay. There's a village up to the north called Joppa. Let's go there. Press num8 or click. I'm going to click. Oh, look at that. We pass Joppa. So now we can descend into Joppa. Joppa is a village. Everything you learned in the cave applies here too. Villages are like caves with very high roofs. That's pretty good. You can see a list of points of interest by clicking this button or by pressing backspace. This list will grow as you explore. Choose Mehmet. Quetzal. That's all for the tutorial, friend. We just scratched the very tip of the surface. Quests, secrets, leveling up, physics, reputation, limbs. We leave that for you to discover. Which, again, may sound like a cop-out, but honestly, that's just how the game is. Live and drink, friend. Okay, so... Wait, where did we go? We disappeared for a second. So yeah, so this is Qud. This is how you would kind of normally start the game. I guess they have that little tutorial area or whatever to teach you the very bare bones basics, and that's very cool. Whoa. Almost knocked my phone off the table. So yeah, but we're in Joppa now, which is where you would typically start the game otherwise. And let's explore. Let's have a little look around. So we're here with Mehmet. Let's talk to Mehmet. I'm called a water hand. I live and drink traveler. I'm called Tiny Bee. Mehmet, the tongue says, live and drink, Tiny Bee. Can you tell me about your village, Joppa? Water vine farm in the lap of the marsh. You've sucked the moisture out of a vine wafer, yeah? We tend to the plant here. Okay. I'm in search of work. I have it then. Something is eating our water vine. Oh no. Round beetle moon. Hugh Rune says he saw a creature, spider-like, slinking in the brine, but no cave spider would dare get so near Warden's stomps. I tasted a bit of red fleck in the pool, shale, like we find in the soil by Red Rock. Hike there, will you, to Red Rock, just about 2 parsangs north of Joppa. Kill the vermin and bring one's corpse back, for seeing what it is. Elder will take care to pay you after, Waterhand. I will do as you ask. You have received a new quest. What's eating the water vine? Which, we can look at this guy. Quest log. Travel to Red Rock. Find the vermin. Find the creatures that are eating the water vine. Collect a corpse of one of the creatures. Return to Joppa with the corpse. Just like the guy said. So we can always check that if we're missing or forgetting stuff. Let's trade. What does Mehmet have? Vine Weaver, Sheave, Sandals. No, I mean, I'm good on this. We could maybe do the water ritual, but let's see. Hold on. Let's look. Mehmet, neutral, impossible. He is a wind-carved man with a posture of a vine reaper. His spine is bent to the point of point the bright turquoise of his eyes at the tilting angle. His hips are pushed odd forward with the slumping ease of a stance much more relaxed than his. If it weren't for the salt on his brow and the scarred knuckles, he would seem a marble sod perched under the crumbling tomb. He's loved by the villagers of Joppa, disliked by the Shavu pest order for disproving a famous theorem. Classic. Equipped, woven tunic, hat, vine reaper, plastifer sneakers. Okay, perfect, great, wonderful. Yeah, maybe we'll do the water. Oops, that's not. I don't want to do that actually. You might want to move. We could talk to this person. Who's this? Water vine farmer and mechanimist convert. Her kufia has been cut and resewn into a cowl, and she has tailored a vine wafer sack to approximate the slate habit of the Chromaic people. A sheaf of water vine bundled in a copper wire is slung on her hip, and she rubs a salt-nailed thumb over the talisman cracked circuit board. Cool. Let's chat. Wanderer, do you venture northwise into the great desert and nearer the 6-day stilt? What is the 6-day stilt? Ah, the great mechanimist's temple of glass, the sacred offering well, and history in stone relief. Peopled by the Argent Fathers in statue and light sculpture, and circled by the Grand Bazaar. I hear there are more people there than numbers in the void, and their chatter makes sound wholly raw and new to the world. Will you go there? Take my bauble? Take my bauble? Will you offer it at the well where I cannot? Your bauble? Yes. My neighborkin tire of the tale. I was scything the vine when the flat of my blade turned something loose from the soil. My heart was stirred before at the sight of chrome, but to free a small splinter myself, to slide a bead on the abacus of beauty. Will you go then and offer my bauble at the well? What is the 6-day stilt again? Right. We said that. Why can you not go? Friend, I would be a smoldering heap cooked to death by the ray of a dawn glider. I would be a slug-riddled corpse by the rifles of the Isakari. There is no kindness in the great desert and little more in the canyons. I cannot go and live. I cannot commit to this but live and drink. Okay, yeah, I don't think I could manage that right now, but maybe we'll talk to that person again. Who knows? We can talk to the warden. So most of the towns like this have a warden, which is like a pretty powerful bodyguard type creature. Let's look. Loved by the Fellowship Wardens, admired by the villagers of Joppa for defending their village. Horns, ice vapor, but yada yada yada. Okay, we can chat. Well, they ain't ended you yet. Mehmet has bade me travel to Red Rock. Up north and far, See them baboons? You put one's light out for me. Who are you? Called Yarame, Warden Ajapa. I kill trouble. Don't be trouble. What's a warden? Nigh every settlement a Qud keeps a warden. We snuff threats to the peace. Live and drink, friend. Live and drink. Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is the elder here. Elder Irudad. Let's look. A warm smile spreads over an old face freckled by time and a million crumbs of salt. He shrinks under a hunchback and drums the ground beneath him with a short and barb-crowned tail. A second pair of arms rise over the slump of his shoulders, where hands meet and fingers lace to form another face. This one vacant and prehistoric. No mouth or eyes, desert white. No mouth and eyes, desert white. Loved by the villagers of Joppa, admired by daughters of exile for telling bawdy jokes, disliked by grazing hedonists for worshipping a highly entropic being. Okay, he's got a stinger, and and corrected vision, very important. Okay, you can chat with the elder. Friend, Elder Irudad smiles. Live and drink. Come in, come sit neath the cool shade. Cross a pillow there, and welcome to Joppa. You may drink of our fresh water, too, and quench your thirst. What is this place, Joppa? This? The oasis hamlet. Neath the shelf of the world, a million breaths of salt the wind heaves over the great salt desert, Maghrayi, and to the east, the rotting jungles of Qud. Here, in the crack between the two, water vine can grow. We grow it. Friend? Can you tell me about Qud? There? Land slopes up and is toothed in chrome steeples, ageless things, looming over the old earth tunnels, pillowed in rotting jungle and fungus groves, and broken against the mounts of the north they are in the shadow of the spindle. There are people, friends, communities, and friends to no one, too. History is thick as the high salt sun, friend, and where the past is ground up like mat's meal, a mix of life sets in. Adventurous ones set off for their own splinter of artifact, to both fates, life and death. Do you sell wares? Here? Speak to my daughter through the east door for herbs, and sitting Tam in the southeast has all manner of trinket against his chest o' drawers. I'm looking for work. Work? Try our guy, friend, the tinkerer. The tinker, always looking for trinkets to wire between. Go through his hut of sheet metal to the southwest. Yep, live and drink. Okay. We could go talk to the daughter, but I don't think we really need to buy any herbs. Let's talk to Nima Ruda. We can look. Sharp jade eyes are crow-worn to late middle age, and her lips are scarred with gas burns. Climbing over her back and neck are the jeweled segments of a great spiral tail and stinger. A bead of smoking gut juice gleams on the tip. Okay, let's talk. There is a new face. I am Nima Ruda, town apothecary. If your feet point to Qud, you'll need some of my wares before you go. What wares do you offer? Witchwood for pain, bandages for bleeding, yuck wheat and honey for when your guts act up, cold caps when I can find them. Why not take a look? Where are you from? I grew up right here in Joppa, daughter of the elder and all. Spent some years delving, but gave it up after a few near escapes and nearly deadly wounds. I'm better suited to herbalism anyway. My father worries less. What wares do you offer? We already asked. Will you inherit leadership of Joppa from your father? Fates forfend. I would hardly like to see a village, like to lead a village and run a shop at the same time. Fair enough. Live and drink, friend. Okay. What else? I mean, we can explore a bit more in town. Or we can go see what the merchant down here has for sale. This is Tam, the dromad merchant. He's a camel guy. Human, we are greeted. What do you desire? I am Tiny Bee. Who are you? It is a pleasure to know this, human friend Tiny Bee. I am Tam. Do you live here? Joppa is my home, yes. I walked Maghrayi in the caravans of my brethren and the saltback, but upon meeting Elder Irudad, knew at once to settle down here. You will understand, friend human, if you speak to him. What kind of creature are you? I am Dromad, human friend. Some say Salt Strider. Do you know this? I do not. My people have walked the salt for thousands of years, meeting every creature that lives and thinks. From Pale Sea to the marsh of Joppa, and under the hanging hills our chests are drawn. Okay, live and drink. But we can also... Let's trade. Oh yeah, we had to go back to the menu to pick it. All right, all sorts of stuff. Oh, we've got these 2 books. Actually, did we ever read this? I don't think we did. Hold on. Let's do that real quick. Let's read this book about birds. I don't know if there's anything in here. Birds can't eat rice that wasn't planted. That's true. I can confirm that as Burb. Reared on the wisdom of our fairy tales, we're accustomed to feeling pity for the man who's transformed into a frog or finch, but seldom is it that we spare a thought for the artless beast who's transformed into a man and upon whom fate has surely played a much crueler trick. That's true too. If asked who's responsible for your misfortunes, blame birds. They neither care nor can they muster much of a defense. Also true. We don't care. Let no fear in your heart grow so immense as the fear for large birds. Also true, but I'm a tiny bird, so you don't have to worry. Birds ruin festivals and lift sieges is also true. We party hard. Old Uri squinted and then nodded at the Glow Crow's suggestion for a game of backgammon. The boys started. But Uri, how can you dice with these vermin after one pecked out your eye? Uri shrugged. Can't blame the crow. He was gonna peck, whether my eye was there or not. Also, deeply true. The sighting of a crimson swift augurs the death of an aged water baron. A silver thrush heralds a fossil harvest, bountiful in chrome. But the tongueless kagu stay far from a tongueless kagu, far and farther. What about a small oriole, a tiny oriole? Some birds breathe fire. My meaning here is plain. Not me though. I don't breathe fire. Atop the spindle where deaders and birds go. Okay, well, so there's not really anything in there. Sometimes when you read books, you get information about the world, or you get like what do you call it? You can even get quests or like information for quests from books. But it doesn't look like that's the case. But we can also read Weir. What's Weir? You read one of the few legible excerpts from Weir. Author's forward. I initially had no resonance for me by chance a swollen coral moon. Okay, complete nonsense. All right, that's cool. So we can just probably safely sell these books, although yeah, I don't know the whole detail with the book trade. I know there are some places like later on where possibly you can sell them for higher value, but I don't know how far we're gonna make it in this run, so maybe we'll sell them. We'll trade them to Tam here, because they're pretty valuable, as you can see. Currently, where's our water? Yeah. Yeah. Wait, we have no water? What happened to the water? Didn't we had water in the tutorial? No, it's there. What am I? Or maybe it's just, I guess it's counting the value of everything here, but I thought we had picked up a bunch. I guess we spent it. Oh no, here we are. It's down here. Just kidding. The interface is somewhat confusing. So yeah, so when we do trades, as you saw before, sometimes if we don't have enough, we may have to bridge the gap with some water as part of the trade. But we do have these books that we could throw in. So do we want any of this stuff? Well, I would say getting some bullets is nice if we find a gun. Well, hold on. We can buy a musket here. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just buy the musket and oh no, wait, no, we have the freeze ray. Hold on, let me think about some things first. What's the cooldown on our freeze ray? Abilities. Here we go. Freezing ray. Emit a ray of frost. 9 square ray of frost in the direction of your choice. 1d3 plus 1. Oh, 20 round cooldown. Okay. That's not terrible, but it's like, I don't know. Having the option to shoot the musket as well is probably good. Let's look at our equipment. Yeah. Yeah. All right, well, we might get the musket. It's often good if you don't start. I think there are some characters that start with a missile weapon, but if you don't, it's often good to just buy, because guns are pretty good in the early game. So let's get a musket and and buy out all the bullets. We can pay for this with pretty much this. We'll have to even it up with a bit of water, but that's fine. 5 drams. Yes, we can do that. Okay. All right, cool. And then we'll go into our equipment and we will a musket. Equip the musket. What's load? Oh yeah, it's O. Okay. Here's meat. No, that's not it. How do we reload from? Oh, just R. Okay. Okay. So we reload our musket. Oh wait, I forget that we can move with the mouse. That's so wild. Oh yeah, we want to go look at these statues. So like, I think these statues are part of the main quest. Shrine to Reshef, the last Sultan. The shrine depicts a significant event from the life of the ancient Sultan Reshef. In 3 AR, Reshef cleansed the marshlands of the plagues of the gyre and taught Abram how to sow water vine along its fertile tracks. Okay, cool. It's good to know. You note this piece of information in the Sultan History's Reshef section of your journal. Cool. What else do we want to do? I guess we can... What's the... Is it Q? No, that's quest. No, that's surface. No. What's the auto explorer? What am I? Hold on. Control mapping? Whoa. Movement. And adventuring. Whoa, adventuring. Oh, I see. It's moving with my mouse. That's why it's doing that. That's pretty wild. We auto explore 0 num 0. Okay, so we can auto explore. We can set the speed of our auto explore too, but basically when you're in a one square of the map like this and you auto explore, you'll just like walk around and you'll find everything. Yeah, it includes like reading anything that's readable, which is good because compound though. I don't want to take these things. That's the other thing is like stealing is frowned upon in Qud. So okay, cool. We saw everything. So you will be like, you will make people angry if you just go around like stealing stuff. It's somewhat realistic in that regard. Maybe let's try to make some food because we're hungry. Eat fresh apple mats. Whip up a meal. Let's whip up a meal. Oh, okay. It's tastier than usual. We gained some movement speed. That's great. Good to know. Okay. Oh wait, we didn't talk to Argive. He's in this shack down here. All right, let's say hi to this guy. exceeding mass thresholds. Perhaps a ganglionic teleprojector fitted with suspensors. Oh, I didn't notice you there. That's because I was ignoring you. Waste heat from the thermocask or centrifugal extraction to the P density of sun slag. Unexpected deviation from the clank constant. Argyle coughs. Must you bother me? What are you, some sort of water freak? Foudronide pilgrim argonaut? Make yourself useful and fetch me a knickknack from one of the caves, then. I may reward you. Where can I find a cave? There are caves everywhere, you dolt. Scoop the surface of the marsh, or, I don't know, head to the east, to the rust wells, or wander into the desert for all I care. Okay. I will return with your knickknack. You've received a quest. Fetch, Argive, a knickknack. You have finished this step. Oh, wait. Oh, right. I guess, does it count? I think it counts the chem cell that we already have from the tutorial, which is funny. Here's your knickknack. Yeah, okay. All right, that's fine, I guess. You finished the step. Gain 75 XP. Oh, look, we gained a level. That's cool. And we completed the quest. Are you a useful one after all? Go fetch another. Okay, so we can do another quest. That's cool. But we also leveled up, so let's have a look at that. So if we go to our character sheet, we'll notice that, oh, look, we have mutation points. So we could upgrade either our freezing ray or our multiple legs. I feel like the freezing ray is probably good, although multiple legs is good too. But we're going to be able to upgrade these things, you know, pretty actively in the first, you know, couple of levels, so it's cool. Captain Slayhead. Legs? Okay, you want the steppies. Alright, Captain. Aye. Let's do it. I mean, it is, like, it's doubling the movement speed bonus and giving us a little extra carry capacity. So that is actually pretty good. I guess doubling the movement speed bonus from 20 to 40 is pretty decent. Anyway, oh, also, hi, welcome in, Captain Slayhab. Nice to see you, first time chat. We're just easing our way into Qud here. I have played the game before, a long time ago, when it was keyboard only, and what have you. But since the 1.0 release, I've fiddled around with it a little bit just to see some of the changes, but I haven't played a run or game in earnest. So I'm kind of easing my way back into Qud after a long time of not playing and checking out all the updates and things like that. So yeah, just enjoying it. Are you a Qud player, a long time Qud enjoyer, or what's your situation? It's so much better. Yeah, it is really cool. I was just singing the praises of how being able to use the mouse is like a game changer for this game. Well, no pun intended, but is literally a game changer. I mean, of course, like, I like movement with the numpad, but just being able to, like, click and engage with the map and with the, you know, menus and all that stuff. You can... Oh! I didn't know you could do the zoom! Wow, you just blew my mind. I actually didn't... I hadn't even tried to do that. That's great. That's wonderful. Yeah. Moving with the numpad. I actually move with the arrow keys largely. Sometimes if I get into like a more, you know, combat oriented situation or whatever, because of the diagonals, I'll move with the numpad. But I don't know, somehow I got used to moving with the arrow keys, and I just sort of always fall back on that. All right, well, let's see, what do we got? I forget what else we got. We got the hatchet thing, we got, or the battle axe, sorry. We got the rifle. I mean the musket. Yeah, okay. Maybe we can have a look. We'll go underground. I know about this little spot over here. There's an entrance to a cave right here, because I don't know if I originally found this. No, I did not find this by myself. I think someone told me about it when I was playing the game before, but did you already steal from the one place they will still let you steal from in Joppa? No, I I knew that you used to be able to steal from like almost everywhere in Joppa, and I got killed like in one of my trial runs because I stole from somewhere that you can no longer steal from. I learned that the hard way. I think, is it this one right here? If I think it's here, right? You can confirm that for me, but I think I was looking at it or I saw someone do it, and this is the hut you can steal from, maybe, if I'm right. Although I think you still probably need to close the door, right? If I would be so bold. Okay, yeah, so let's try oh right, select, close. Okay, so we close the door. Some free water, I see. Ooh. So let's take all there. Oh, this is the it's a canteen. Yeah, okay. 32 drams. Yeah, I mean, you can't, are you sure you want to take it? Yes, I'm gonna take it. Everything. Yeah, okay. Alright, well, no one saw me, so no one's any wiser that I'm a thief. But that was a decent amount of water, yeah. The Desert Chris. Is that somehow... Oh, I didn't even look at my skills. Oh no, I have axe proficiency. Okay, so yeah, probably my axe is better, huh? At least for now. Oh wait, I didn't look. What else did I have? It was the Desert Chris. Oh, the buckler. I guess theoretically I could use this. And then what was the... Oh, the boots, right? The boots. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, and I think that's probably good. All right, cool. I'm gonna zoom in a bit because that's cool that you can zoom out all the way, but it's probably not reading very well on the stream, I realize. All right, we could go down into the cave. No. I have the musket. The rifle is like way too expensive, but I bought the slugs from Tam, and I bought the musket from Tam just by trading one of the crummy books that I picked up during the tutorial portion. So basically, yeah, I think it was, I had to throw in like 4 or 5 drams of water, but it was fine. So yeah, so I do have a missile weapon. I know, like, a teensy tiny bit, but I'm sure you know a lot more than I do, so thank for the pointers. But yeah, I did know as much as, like, not melee weapons. Missile weapons are, like, very strong in the early game, because as, we'll come to find out, Qud gets pretty dangerous pretty quickly, so... all right, well, shall we? Let's descend into the caves. Okay. All right, we're in water. That's cool, I guess. Uh-oh. Who dat? Oh, yeah, seed spitting vine. Am I poisoned? Is that what happened? No, but I did turn green. Okay. Let's look at this guy real quick. Jade green tendrils curl inward and hug their center in tension. Their leaves vibrate to low volume crunches as they compact seed matter for spitting. That's cool. We can target. And then we can pew. Ooh, okay. Maybe we reload. Whoops. Alright. Let's just fight this guy. Okay, we turn that guy into mush. Smiling sun mask. That's kind of cool. Wait, is there a downside to this? Let's look at that. Yeah. The writing in this game is fantastic. Like, it's just like a weird mix of simple but detailed. I don't know. That sounds weird, I know, but the more you see of it, I think like even people who aren't familiar with the game will understand. It's very restrained writing, but it's like very detailed at the same time. The sun beams on soapstone with cheeks made high and proud of ochre and teeth. The shadow of a noon canopy bespeaks a tree line thicker with leaf life than any on the plateau or at all north of Magrai. All right, cool. Well, let's wear that. I don't think there's any downside. An iron dagger. We can get that. I don't think it's not good for the corpse. No, we don't need the snapjaw corpse. That's fine. That is fine. Oh, that's a doge. Doge should be fine though, right? Yeah, they're friendly. He is snarling mess of matted hair. Yeah. Yep. It's probably a chihuahua. What's next? Get all the daggers. They're worth more than they weigh. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. I feel like weapons are almost always like that. It's armor that's not particularly valuable and very heavy. Although there's some armor that is worth a lot, but in terms of like a value to weight ratio, it's not super good. All right, well, there's nothing. Oh, who dat? Oh, wait, these guys are having a little tussle. Wait, oh, a wet bat. Oh, wait, is bats are neutral too. Okay, I didn't realize. For some reason, I thought, so I guess they were just in combat with something else. What's shooting? Oh, they're fighting the dog. I see the dog and the bat are fighting. Oh, snapjaw. Whoops. Nope, that's me. What am I trying to do? Yeah. Oh, okay, there was nothing. I guess they didn't drop anything for some reason. Bats and the dogs are just gonna fight each other forever. What do we got? Oh, the vine spitter's spitting hot fire. Ooh, there's a chest there too, but let's take care of this ding dong first. I did reload, right? Oops. Target. What? Whoa, what? Oh, that's the danger of the mouse, I just realized, is that if I move my mouse, because I'm used to doing this all with the keyboard. Okay, got it. Don't want to do that. Oh, let's reload. Let's fire. Ooh, missed. Whatever, we should just be doing this. Okay. Anything here? Weird artifact. Yes. Let's examine. Are we gonna break it? Nope. Oh, it's a stun rod. Okay. All right. Let's get. Yeah, finish this. Oh, right. That counts as a knick-knack for our boy. Charge is strong. Yeah, combat has to be numpad. Unless it's skills and selecting stuff. Yeah. I definitely will need to be careful not to bump the mouse too much during combat. Let's open the chest. Ooh, shotgun shell, reinforced studded leather armor, and a copper nougat. All right, we'll take all that. I guess probably good to just wear the armor. Oh yeah, take the cell out of the stun rod. Good call. Replace cell. Can you choose a cell? Remove cell. What? Wait, was that? Oh, we have a fractured microchip too. Oh, this is okay. I see. Yeah. Okay. Right. Very low chem cell. Got it. I probably should have just waited till I had something like that and traded it instead of trading the completely full chem cell I had before. That was probably a mistake. Oh, I don't need a snapjaw corpse. That's cool. We can get rid of that. Bear jerky. I didn't realize I had the bear jerky. That was probably from the fight before. Anything else that I didn't realize I had? I guess not. Did I reload? Yeah, okay. I did reload. Oh, we should probably heal back up. I guess I can just... Whoa, no. That was wrong. 5 is what I want. Okay. Whoa, 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 no, 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 no. Horned chameleon. Ah, okay. What about... What if we freezing ray this jerk? Oh, more snapjaws are trying to get in on the fight, though. What are we at? 450 out of 505, so we're kind of close to a level up. Kind of close, indeed. Dismember. Oh yeah, I gotta remember to dismember. Yeah, actually, hold on. How do I set my... Can I drag these? Oh, you can. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. All right, so hold on. Charge, dismember. That's probably fine. Yeah, but I definitely want to move those around because my guys usually cut off their feet for some reason. Nice. Yeah, because I'll forget to use the skills if I don't fix my bar here. Okay. Yeah, I got to remember to charge too. I forgot that I'm a marsh tar. Because the tutorial has you pick the marsh tar as default and they start with charge. I forgot that. Because oftentimes charge is not something you learn until later. Okay. What else we got? Who dis? Trash. Okay. Just kidding. I guess we can look at it. Huh. Indeed. My torch was unequipped. Wait, why was my torch unequipped? Why would I do that? Not really sure. Okay. Oh, because I equipped the trash? Why did I do that? That was not something... Oh! Hello. Okay. Welcome. Thank you for the follow. At least it's good to know my notifications still work. Well, assuming you heard the notification. Did you hear the notification? Let me know, because I heard it. But my stream setup is kind of wonky at the moment because I haven't streamed for a long time. So if you heard the follow notification, let me know. I saw that the animation appeared though, so that's good. It's good that still works. Let's open this chest. Wooden arrow, copper nougat. All right, let's take that. What is this? Oh, wet campfire. Correct. Okay. You saw the GIF but didn't hear it. Okay, so yeah, it probably means... Hold on, let me... Yeah, the sound alerts... I'll test it out later, but my guess is the sound alerts are broken. That's unfortunate. Okay, well, thank you for letting me know, though. That's actually really helpful because it can be very difficult to test that on my own. Oh, yeah, what is this again? A dread root. All right, these, like, they can make you afraid. But they won't do it. Oh, no, wait, that did... Okay, it did do it. Can I... Oops. Oh. I didn't mean to actually leave the zone. Can I bonk this? Yeah, you can bonk it. But you don't get any XP. Yeah, they are annoying, but... Alright. I guess it's... Wait. Huh? Did I look in this chest before? I did, right? Yeah. No, I'm good. Alright, hold control and move. Oh, right, yeah, sorry, for attack. Yeah, for bump attack. Oh, what we got here? Oh, we found the down. We found another dog. Ooh, who dat? Cave spider. Oh, okay. Alright, we got him. We're pretty close to the level up, too. Cave spider corpse. No, I'm alright. We don't need that. Yeah. I was auto-exploring before just to sort of see what was up. But I think we've pretty much explored this room. Let's see if we missed anything. Yep, nope, we got everything. Yeah, exactly. Whoa, what did I... Young Ivory. Oh, this thing. Okay. Heck you, friend. Heck you too. I stopped bleeding, so that's good. I'll heal back up. I guess that's basically like a trap in a lot of ways. All right, well, I guess we could go down. Was there anything else? No. No, I guess we'll go down. Oh, wait, we could have gone... Oh, no, this seems bad. Wait, are these... Goat folk? There's a lot of goat folk. All right. You know what? See ya. I guess let's go into... Yeah, let's just explore this area. Can't go through the wall there. Yeah. No, that was a bad situation. That was a very bad situation that we were in. Ah, I got impaled again. Whoa. Okay, hold on. Whoa, we're still bleeding. Okay, why did I think that... Do I have anything for bleeding? I don't, do I? Alright, well, we might have to just... eat a witchwood bark. Okay. Yeah. Go back to IO. What? Why am I confused? What happened? Oh, is it from... Huh? Why am I... Why am I confused? What happened? Oh, I'm better now, but... Okay. That's impossible with wood. Oh. Okay. Oh, what's this? Low light laser turret. Tinker. This thing probably is pretty dangerous too, right? Wait, hold on. Impossible. Yeah. Okay. Well. Oh, and there's a crocodile. Okay. Well, maybe we'll bait the crocodile into... Because it looks like it's coming over here anyway. Alright. Let's freeze ray the crocodile, and then let's shoot it. Oh, cool. What? Why is it so laggy? That's terrible. Okay, but we leveled up, so that's cool. We're gonna go back up here for a second, and we're gonna look at our thing. Okay, so we get an attribute point. We get another mutation point. I'm guessing it's probably best to put this back into multiple legs. Amphibious, no, that's not. Teleportation. Yeah. Because the freeze ray, this does up the damage, I guess, somewhat significantly, but yeah. I feel like the multiple legs probably is still best. Oh, wait, no, we can't do it, so, alright. Right, because it's like you can only do it every couple of levels or something like that. Anyway, whatever. I guess I'll increase that. And then attribute-wise, do we have anything? Not everything's at an even clip over here. I don't know. Well, what do I really want for this build? I guess I don't really know what my build is yet. I do have axe, so like strength is probably okay, so I can learn some of these skills like hook and drag or decapitate if I wanted to do that. Charging strike. Oh wait, we need to learn cleave first. Okay, yeah, no problem. No problem. I appreciate you checking in while you're at work. I appreciate you passing the time, and I appreciate the follow. So talk to you later, Captain, and stay up. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I will. I'm gonna really enjoy getting back into the game. I guess we'll just go. I don't know. I guess we'll just like build up strength for now. Because we get a +1 to all our attributes at, what is it, level 5 or 6? Or I forget. Did I reload? No, that's good. I did not, so probably a good thing to remember. Skill points, hit points. We did. Okay, so we did all that. So yeah, I mean, skills. Our skills are like, what do we want to do here? I mean, I feel like wayfaring. I mean, wayfaring probably pretty good too. We can also look at. Maybe I'll just save up for now. I mean, I know wayfaring is good though, right? Purchase. Yeah, okay, sure. Oh, we don't. Okay, got it. Okay. So that's probably something we should work on. What does intelligence have to be at? It doesn't say. Oh no, we do have it learned. So, oh, I see. Okay, this is for the next thing, so it has to be 15, and we only have 14. Oh, so maybe we should have put it in intelligence. That might have been a mistake. All right, whatever. Well, I think we'll save up points for now. Yeah, we need like a bit more intelligence for a lot of stuff. Meal preparation, harvestry. So maybe we should think about increasing our intelligence. Whoops, what am I doing? No. That being said, I think I'm gonna take a quick bio break, because I've been streaming, just about an hour and a half now. So yeah, I'm gonna take a quick bio break and then I'll be right back. I don't think there should be any problem to me just leaving this open here, but I'm just gonna save and quit real quick. And then we'll jump right back in. Okay, so give me 1 second to utilize the facilities and I shall return. Thank you. And we're back. Hello. It is I, Tiny B, returned from my bird meeting, aka I was in the bathroom. Okay, let's jump right back in to Qud. All right. I guess we do a bit more exploring, but we do want to be a teensy bit careful. Like that turret was quite dangerous, so maybe we don't pick a fight with that. Whoa, who dat? Oh, a centipede. Okay. Okay. Oh, there's another one there too, though. Oh, well, it just got shot, so too bad for it. I think if I do, what is it, function this? Yeah, it'll rest until I'm at full. There we go. I might have to change some of these keybinds because... Whoop. Uh-oh. Nope. Why did it not... Oh, no. I think I'm dead. Naysayer, what is up? Hey, long time no see. This is bad. Because why wasn't this shooting at me before? Why did it all of a sudden notice me now? Let's eat some witchwood bark. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, nope. Nope, it's gonna kill me. Cover? Cover? There's cover. Oh, nope. Okay. For some reason... Alright, well, that's the end of that. Hey, Naysayer. How's it going? I just died. I was lasered to death. Yeah, that was unfortunate because, well, I knew about the laser over here on this side. I did not see one down there, and it didn't seem to see me at first. So that was a bit of a surprise. You're good? Oh, excellent. Nice to hear. What have you been up to? Okay, whatever. We're gonna need to restart, so that's fine. We can read our game summary, but this is a good time to check in. Unfortunately, I just got back from my bathroom break and I immediately died. Captain Slayhab is gonna be so disappointed in me when he finds out. But yeah, good to know you're doing well. And any fun news you want to share with the class? I know I've said this a million times since moving here to Japan, but I think I'm finally in a place where I can start streaming semi-regularly again. I don't have a schedule yet, but not much, same old. Yeah, I hear that. I'm kind of in the same situation, but luckily things, because they're sort of more settled than they have been in a while, and I think it's going to allow me to stream more frequently, although probably at weird hours like this. So we could read our summary, but I don't think we need to. Save tombstone file. Nah, we're okay. We don't dwell on the past. We're just gonna start a new character. Oh, interesting. Okay, it does have previous runs too. Okay. All right, well, let's start a new game. Now we can start from scratch and create our character from scratch and not have to follow the tutorial. So let's hop in. Classic mode. Presets, new, random, library, last. Let's start a new character completely from scratch. All right. So here's the question. Do we want to play a mutated human or do we want to play a truekin? Mutated humans get mutations, which are cool and weird and powerful, but truekin also pretty cool. They get bonus skill points, they get cybernetics, they get higher starting attributes. Pretty good for more like weapon-based builds that don't rely on some of the mutation powers. Naysayer, any particular interest in me trying either one of these? I'm open to either one because I'm still settling my way into the game. I think the true kin is technically supposed to be harder, whatever that means. I think. Because the mutations do kind of like bridge some gaps in the early game, like things that are difficult about the game, in some ways. But, okay. Maybe we'll go with mutated human if nobody has a particular preference. We can build a real weird guy. A real weird little guy. Character creation. Choose our calling. Apostle. Archanaut. So actually, we'll read each of them. Apostle gets +2 to ego, which ego is like your charisma, I guess, if you want to look at it through like a D&D lens. It kind of when you like haggle with people and that kind of stuff, your ego comes into play. Customs and folklore, which I imagine is useful in certain interaction instances as well, and probably maybe for some quest-based stuff, I don't know. Intimidate, which seems interesting, and proselytize. I don't know if this is my play style, but let's see. Then we have the Archanaut, +2 agility, short blade skills, tinkering skills, scavenger skills, acrobatic skills, spry, starts with random junk and artifacts. That's kind of interesting. I feel like I did play an Archanaut a long time ago, but I can't remember. Graybeard, this is like an elder. You get -1 to strength, but you get +3 to willpower. You have cudgel, berate. Yeah, sounds like a graybeard. Calloused, and you get +10 reputation with bears. That sounds about right. That sounds great. Gunslinger, +2 agility, pistol, akimbo, which I think is like, it improves your dual wielding of pistols, I want to say. +20 reputation with mysterious strangers. Nice. I think I did play a gunslinger before too. That sounds familiar. Marauder, +2 strength, axe, dismember, charge, butchery. Okay. That's kind of what we were playing before in a lot of ways. Because we had high strength, we had the charge when we were playing the Marsh Tar. So, yeah, kind of sounds familiar. Pilgrim, +2 to willpower. Willpower is your defense from like psionics and stuff like that. Self-discipline, fasting way, iron mind, wayfaring. That's kind of good. Wayfaring is good in this game. It's like it helps your navigation and your exploration. +2 toughness, wayfaring as well. Wilderness lore. Oh, sorry, this is the nomad. I didn't say. You get wilderness lore, salt dunes, which is I think where you start out, right? Is it salt dunes? Yeah. Harvestry, weathered. +200 reputation with the Isakari tribe. Yeah. Starts with her cycling suit. What's her cycling suit, dude? Does this let you like? It doesn't let you read it. Okay, scholar, +2 to intelligence, tinkering, physic, nostrums, tactics, customs and folklore, harvestry, and then 2 random wilderness lores. That's kind of cool. Tinker, +2 to intelligence, tinkering, lay mine, set bomb, disassemble, repair, tinker 1, 100 reputation with the Barathamites. Begins with a number of random artifacts and scrap. I guess kind of similar to who is the other one that had random artifacts and scrap? Archanaut? Oh yeah, random junk and artifacts. Okay. Junk and scrap are different, I guess. Warden. Oh yeah, +2 strength, long blade, shield slam, bow and rifle, pistol, 300 reputation with the Wardens, the Fellowship of Wardens. That's pretty cool. Water merchant. +2 ego, short blade, snake oiler. I think that really helps you in your negotiations around commerce. 200 reputation with water barons. Allowed entrance to many settlements for purposes of trade. Oh yeah, there's a lot of like settlements that you have to have certain requirements to like be allowed entrance or whatever. Starts with trade goods. Interesting. Okay. And then the water vine farmer. +2 toughness, cooking and gathering, harvestry, axe, wilderness lore, 100 reputation with villagers of Joppa, 200 reputation with the Farmers Guild, and starts with random cooking ingredients. Okay. And we can random. Of all these, the Nomad sounds kind of interesting. The Pilgrim kind of interesting. The Marauder is pretty straightforward. Could do the Gunslinger. I do like the idea of ranged attacks. I like the Greybeard. I like that you have the Berate ability. The Arcanaut is kind of cool too. Short Blade, Agility, Scavenger, Acrobatics. The Tinker is a little interesting. I mean, I feel like the Warden is pretty interesting too, and probably a good one to start on. Let's try. We'll try the Warden. Let's try the Warden. Okay, so now these are our mutations. You only manifest physical mutations, and all of your mutation choices when manifesting a new mutation are physical. Oh, sorry, this is Chimera. I see. Morphotypes, Chimera. Whenever you manifest your new mutation, one of your choices will also cause you to grow a new limb at random. Okay, that's pretty exciting. We have 12 points remaining. Randomized selection. Okay. I don't know about that. Esper. You only manifest mental mutations, and all of your mutation choices when manifesting a new mutation are mental. I don't know what the morphotype does for you per se. Oh, you gain. Okay, you gain one extra mutation. You gain one extra mutation each time you buy this, but the mutations don't manifest right away. Whenever you gain a level, there's a 33% chance that your genome destabilizes, and you get to choose from 3 random mutations. That's kind of cool. So I guess these... This is like, yeah, I guess you get to manifest new mutations when you level up or something. Or you can just pick the mutations that you start with and then... Oh yeah, this is what I was saying. You can give yourself defects as well, which allow you to go, you know, higher on the points, because technically we only have 12 points. But if we take a defect, then we can spend more points to get more powerful mutations, or more and more powerful mutations. So what do we got here? Adrenal control. You regulate your body's release of adrenaline. You can increase your body's adrenaline flow for 20 rounds. While it's flowing, you gain plus 10 quickness, and other physical mutations gain plus 1 rank. It's kind of cool. But is it worth 4 points? Beak. Your face bears a sightly beak. Plus 1 ego. You occasionally peck at your opponents. Plus 200 reputation with birds. Oh, wait. Should we make Tiny Bee? I mean, I am Tiny Bee, but should our character also be Tiny Bee? Should we have a beak? That sounds pretty cool. We'll keep it on the short list. Okay, what is the V mean? Oh, V, choose variant. V. Oh, beak, bill, rostrum, frill, proboscis. Oh, so you can be like a bird, a duck. I see, okay. All right, that's wonderful. I do like that. But we would obviously go for beak, because we are Oriole. Burrowing claws. You bear spade-like claws that can burrow through the earth. Claw penetration versus walls plus 3. Claws destroy walls after 4 penetrating hits. Claws are also short blade class natural weapon that deal 1d2 base damage to non-walls. Okay, so this is another thing, like a lot of roguelikes, you can dig through walls if you have a pick, or if you have certain mutations that allow you to destroy walls. So you can just like carve your own path through the world, as you saw on the last run, like when we were bumping into walls and we had to go from like one map tile to the next and back and forth. We wouldn't have to do that. We could just like dig through the walls, which is pretty cool. That is very convenient. What do we got? Carapace. You're protected by a durable carapace. Plus 3 AV, minus 2 dodge, heat resistance, cold resistance, plus 400 reputation with tortoises. Pretty cool. You may tighten your carapace to receive double AV bonus at a minus 2 dodge penalty as long as you remain still. Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. So you can like turtle up. You can literally turtle up. Corrosive gas generation. You release a burst of corrosive gas around yourself. Release gas for 3 rounds. I feel like this one's kind of cool. I think I've seen this one used before, and basically it's like, yeah, it's like an acidic gas that does damage to enemies, but it also does damage to like walls and some objects. So you can like use this one in a lot of ways as like a digging one as well, which is kind of cool. Double muscled. You're possessed of hulking strength. +2 strength, 15% chance to daze your opponent. Okay, that's cool. I think, if I remember correctly, if you daze a dazed opponent, they get stunned as well, which is pretty cool. So, like, I forget what the exact... like, daze, I don't know if it's like a full incapacitation, but stun is like a full incapacitation for a couple of rounds. They like can't do anything, which is cool. Electrical generation. You accrue electrical charge that you can use and discharge to deal damage. Maximum charge 4,000. Accrue base 100 per turn. Can discharge all held charge for 1d4 per 1,000. Okay, so 4d4 at top. Discharge can arc to adjacent targets, dealing reduced damage up to 1 target per 1,000. EMP causes involuntary discharge. Okay. You can drink charge from energy cells. Interesting. You can gain 100 charge per point of electrical damage taken. Oh, cool. Yeah, there are definitely enemies that do electrical damage. You can provide charge to equipped devices that have integrated power systems. That's pretty cool. Electromagnetic pulse. You generate an electromagnetic pulse that disables nearby artifacts and machines. That's kind of cool. 5x5. So, yeah, like in a lot of ways, that might have been able to save us from that turret that was killing us last time, maybe? Flaming ray. You emit a ray of flame. Emits a 9 square... Oh, so this is the flame version of the freezing ray that we had before. So instead of freezing the opponent, this heats them up, which can cause them additional burning damage. Freezing ray, we had this last time. Cool opponents, which can freeze them into place for a limited time. Heightened hearing. A naturally acute hearing, you detect the presence of creatures within a radius of 5. Chance to identify nearby detected creatures. Oh, so you can actually tell what they are sometimes. That's cool. Heightened quickness. You are gifted with tremendous speed, +15 quickness. That's pretty cool. Horns. Horns jut out of your head. 20% chance on melee attack to gore your opponent. That's pretty cool. Goring attacks may cause bleeding. Horns are short blade class natural weapon. You also get +1 armor value. That's kind of cool, but you can never wear helmets. Got it. And you get a reputation with antelopes and goat folk. That's pretty cool. I do like goat folk. You have an extra set of arms. 10% chance for each attack, or for each extra arm to deliver an additional melee attack whenever you make a melee attack. That's kind of cool. You have an extra set of legs. This is what we had last time. We had the additional move speed plus carry capacity. I think this is a pretty good one, although it is reflected in the cost. Night vision. Night vision is great because you don't have to worry about torches and stuff. So kind of sick, and it only costs 1. So night vision is probably on the short list as well. Phasing. You may phase through solid objects for brief periods of time. Duration 7 rounds. Although this doesn't tell you what happens if you phase through objects and then your time runs out and you're still in a solid object. Do you die, or does it spit you out the other side? I've never used this one before. Photosynthetic skin. You can replenish yourself by absorbing sunlight. Cool. You can bask in the sunlight instead of eating to gain special metabolizing effect. +30% to natural healing rate and +15 quickness. That's pretty good. While in the sunlight, you accrue starch and lignin that you can use as ingredients for meals. Oh, that's cool. +1 DV while occupying the same space as foliage. That probably comes in handy sometimes. +200 reputation with roots, trees, vines, and the consortium of phyta. That's pretty cool. I like that one, and that one only costs 2. It's kind of pretty. That might be on the short list too. Quills. Hundreds of needle-pointed quills cover your body. 300 quills. May expel 10% of your quills in a burst around yourself. 0 penetration, 1d3 damage. Regenerate quills at approximate rate of 0.25 per round. plus 2 AV as long as you retain at least half your quills, plus 1 AV otherwise. Creatures attacking you in melee may impale themselves on your quills, breaking roughly 1% of them and reflecting 3% damage per quill broken. Cannot wear body armor, immune to other creatures' quills. Interesting. Sounds cool, but the cannot wear body armor thing. Well, I guess you get plus 2 AV as long as you have at least half of your quills, and it doesn't affect your dodge. So that's kind of cool. Regeneration. Your wounds heal very quickly. Your full natural healing rate applies in combat, plus 20% faster natural healing rate, 10% chance to regrow a missing limb. Nice. 1% chance to remove a minor physical debuff. That sounds pretty cool too. Kind of like a get out of jail free card if you're not super careful, like I'm not. Sleep gas. You release a burst of sleep gas. Releases gas for 3 rounds. Yeah, okay. Slime glands. You produce a viscous slime that you can spit at things. I forget what slime actually does. Oh, and we can walk over slime without slipping. Interesting. Spinnerets. You can spin sticky silk webs. While spinning, you leave webs in your wake as you move. Plus 6 to saves versus forced movement. Immune to getting stuck. That's kind of cool. 300 reputation with arachnids. Cool. Stinger. Confusing venom. You bear a tail with the stinger that delivers confusing venom. 20% chance on melee attack to sting your opponent. Wow, 7 penetration, but 1d6 damage. It's a long blade and can only penetrate once, I see. Always sting on charge or lunge. That's interesting. Stinger applies venom on damage. Only 20% chance of stinger is your primary weapon. May use sting activated ability to strike with your stinger and automatically hit and penetrate. That's pretty cool. So you can either automatically do it and it goes on cooldown, or it has a 20% chance to sting randomly in combat, which I assume means it also still goes on cooldown, but I don't know. Venom confuses opponents for 2d3 plus 3 rounds. 200 reputation with arachnids. You can also have paralyzing venom, which is the same but paralyzes, or you can have poisoning, which is the same but poisons. Damage increment 1d2. Okay, that's kind of cool. Thick fur. You're covered in a thick coat of fur, which protects you from the elements. Plus 5 heat resistance, plus 5 cold resistance, plus 100 reputation with apes, baboons, bears, and grazing hedonists. Got it. Triple jointed. Your joints stretch much further than usual. Plus 2 agility, 10% chance that sprint and skills with agility prerequisites don't go on cooldown after use. That's pretty cool. Two-headed. You have 2 heads. Mental actions have 20% lower action costs. 50% chance initially and each round to shake off a negative mental status effect. That's kind of cool. Two-hearted. Plus 2 toughness. You can sprint for 30% longer. Okay, fairly simple. Wings. You fly. You travel on the world map at 2 times speed. 40% reduced chance of becoming lost. While outside, you may fly. You cannot be hit in melee by grounded creatures while flying. 5% chance of falling clumsily to the ground. Plus 20% movement speed while sprinting. You can jump 1 square further, and you can charge 2 squares further. That's pretty cool. 300 reputation with birds and winged mammals. So if we wanted to really build Tiny Bee, the actual Tiny Bee, we could get wings and a beak. That'd be cool. Hey, Gaz. What's up? Long time no see. Just waking up, so give me a second to brush my teeth. Yeah, don't worry about it. I appreciate you stopping by at all. Get those teeth brushed and, splash that face, and welcome to the world. Here we are. But yes, wonderful to see you. Long time no see. We're playing Qud, so we're going to be here a while. Don't worry about it. Wings. Okay, wings are definitely on the short list. I think wings and beak are on the short list, and I'm thinking we're doing some sort of Tiny Bee build. We'll see what that means. Albino. Your skin, hair, and eyes are absent of pigment. You regenerate hit points at 1/5 the usual rate when you're in the daylight. Interesting. Amphibious. Your skin must be kept moist with fresh water. You pour water on yourself rather than drinking it to quench your thirst. You require about 2/3 more water than usual, but you get plus 100 reputation with frogs. That's kind of interesting. Brittle bones. Your bones are brittle. You suffer 50% more damage from bludgeoning attacks, falling, or other sources of concussive damage. Well, since we're thinking about taking wings, which you have like a 5% chance to just fall out of the air, it's probably not a good idea, huh? Even though birds technically do have brittle bones, I guess. Carnivorous. You eat meat exclusively. You get no satiation? I guess that's the word. You get no satiation from foods that aren't meat. If you eat raw food that isn't meat, there's a 50% chance you become ill. So if you eat like vegetables, you get ill. You can't cook with plant or fungus ingredients. You don't get ill when you eat raw meat. You can eat raw meat without being famished. Okay, so that's kind of interesting. So because you can basically scavenge from corpses and stuff, if you wanted to be like carnivorous, I don't think it's as big a drawback as it seems, which, yeah, it's only -2, so it kind of checks out. But if you wanted to like randomly cook at a cooking hearth, usually those use plant ingredients and stuff, so you can't really do that, but you'd have to like collect meat from things you killed probably and make that into food, so that's kind of weird. Cold-blooded. Your vitality depends on your temperature. At higher temperatures, you are more lively. At lower temperatures, you are more torpid. Your base quickness score is reduced by 10. Your quickness increases as your temperature increases and decreases as your temperature decreases. That's kind of cool. Plus 100 reputation with unshelled reptiles. I mean, I feel like there's something that could be done there if you like intentionally raise your temperature to get that quickness boost, but I need to ease my way into this game. I don't know enough about it. Electromagnetic impulse. You involuntarily release electromagnetic pulses, deactivating robots and artifacts around yourself. Small chance each round you're in combat that you release an EMP with radius 3, deactivating robots and artifacts, including those you carry, for 11 to 20 rounds. Well, that's kind of cool, because there's basically the EMP that is on purpose that you can use when you want to, or there's this one which just randomly happens sometimes. That's kind of cool. Because one is one costs you 2, and this one refunds you 2, because I guess it's a drawback, but that's interesting. Hooks for feet. You have hooks for feet. You cannot wear shoes. Okay. It's fairly straightforward. Kind of cool, I guess. I mean, I like the idea of having hooks for feet, but I don't like the idea of not wearing shoes, because shoes are actually, they're like one of the armor slots or whatever, so I guess that's why that's a drawback. Irritable genome. Your genome is irritable and unpredictable. Uh-oh. You have irritable genome syndrome. Whenever you spend a mutation point, the next mutation point you gain will be spent randomly. Whenever you buy a new mutation, you get a random one instead of a choice of 3. Okay. Interesting. Well, yeah, I don't know about that. Myopic. You are nearsighted. You can only see up to a radius of 10. That sounds rough. Because I know, like, sight and line of sight in this game is, like, very important. So there's probably some ways you can counteract this, but this sounds rough. A nerve poppy. You lack a developed sense of pain. You only know your general state of health and not your precise number of hit points. Oh man, this sounds really fun actually, but not for this, probably. Not for this run. Well, I would love to try this sometime in the future, where you just don't know how much health you have. Spontaneous combustion. You spontaneously erupt into flames. Small chance each round in combat that you spontaneously erupt into flames. See, like that with the cold-blooded, like seems like that might be kind of cool. Because you would heat up and you'd get more quickness. Now you'd probably take damage from being on fire, but I wonder if you catch other things on fire too. Toxic or tonic allergy. You're allergic to tonics. The chance your mutant physiology reacts adversely to a tonic is increased to 33%. If you react adversely this way to a salve or Ubernostrum tonic, the adverse reaction effect is chosen randomly from among other tonic effects. You will still heal. Interesting. Okay, it's a weird one. Okay, now we're getting into the mental mutations. So this is interesting. This one costs 5. Beguiling. You beguile a nearby creature into serving you loyally. That's kind of cool. It's like a warlock sort of thing. Mental attack versus a creature with a mind. Oh, mental attack versus a creature with a mind. That's a sentence. Success roll, mutation, rank, or ego mod, whichever is higher, plus character level, plus 1d8 versus defender, MA, plus character level. Range 1, beguile creature, plus 5 bonus hit points, cooldown 50 rounds. Now, is this like permanent? So if you succeed, they're permanently your thrall until they die, or could they be like could they be unbeguiled somehow? And I guess it would work on all creatures. That would make sense, because this is Qud. I mean, Qud is pretty sandboxy, so this would mean like you could probably do this to almost anything, assuming you would be successful. However, I assume if you're unsuccessful, they probably get really mad at you and will probably not be super happy and try to kill you. That's how most things go in Qud. Burgeoning. You cause plants to spontaneously grow in a nearby area, hindering your enemies. That's kind of cool. That would be interesting with like the photosynthesis. You could be like a plant-based character. That's kind of cool. And you get reputation with the Consortium of Phyta. But it does have a very long cooldown, at least at the base level. That's interesting, though. Clairvoyance. You briefly gain vision of a nearby area. This seems kind of useful. And for only 2. Vision radius 4. So I'm guessing you select like a spot, and then you get a radius of 4 around that spot. And it lasts for 20 rounds. But the cooldown is pretty long. I'm noticing a trend, yeah. Well, beguiling is actually fairly short. But the mental ones seem to have longer cooldowns, which makes sense. Confusion. You confuse nearby enemies. Affected creatures act semi-randomly and receive a -3 penalty to their mental abilities. Interesting. Confusion plus beguiling. Is that a combo? Cone angle 30 degrees. Cone length 4. Duration 8 to 12 rounds. Cooldown 75. Yeah, these all have pretty long cooldowns. Cryokinesis. You chill a nearby area with your mind. Chills affected area over 3 rounds, dealing damage and freezing things. That's pretty cool. 3x3 area. Round 1. 1d2 divided by 2, so that's 1 probably. I'm guessing 1 is the lowest. Interesting. Okay. Disintegration. You disintegrate nearby matter. Whoa. 7x7 around self? Damage to non-structural objects. Damage to structural objects. Oh, that does a lot of damage to structural objects. You're exhausted for 3 rounds after using this power. But that's very powerful. I mean, even 1d10 plus 2 damage to non-structural objects, which presumably means creatures too, I guess. That's pretty high. And then 1d100 plus 20 seems like that would probably knock out most walls. But it is interesting because it seems like it's only 1 pulse of damage, and then you're exhausted for 3 rounds and you're on cooldown for 75 rounds. I'm guessing it powers up pretty heavily as you level it up, though. It sounds cool. Domination. You garrote an adjacent creature's mind and control its actions while your own body lies dormant. Mental attack versus creature with a mind. Success, mutation rank, ego, character level. Yeah, this is the same as beguiling, except instead of them becoming your thrall or whatever, you get to actually control their actions. And this only lasts 200 rounds. So, interesting. This is an interesting one. So your own body lies dormant, but does that seems like it would expose you to danger if you're just like sitting around. I don't know about that. Ego projection. Through sheer force of will, you perform uncanny physical feats. Augments 1 physical attribute by an amount equal to twice your ego bonus. That's kind of cool. but it only lasts 18 to 22 rounds, which is like most combat, I guess, but certainly you can get into situations where the combat would last longer. But that's kind of cool. So you could like really min-max and go heavy into ego for all like the charisma-based stuff, but then you can also use ego projection to like trounce people in combat. That's kind of cool. Force bubble. You generate a force field around yourself. A 3x3 force field centered on yourself. For 13 rounds, you may fire missile weapons through the force field. See, that's what I was literally just about to ask. When I read this, I was like, wait, can you fire out of the force field? And apparently you can. This is kind of cool for like a ranged build, because like 13 rounds, it's not very long, and the cooldown is 100. But most missile weapons, as we saw in the last run, like they do a decent amount of damage. So if you can throw up this force field, especially if you have a weapon that doesn't require like the musket that you reload it every time and you can just fire away, that's kind of sick. Although we did pick Warden, so we are already, well, we can always go back and change that, but let's remember that we picked Warden, which is going down a sort of physical path. Like we could look at it again. Yeah, +2 strength, long blade, shield slam, bow and rifle. Although they have bow and rifle skill, so nah, not entirely. Although we would want to like invest in some agility, I guess, because agility is like your ability to hit and stuff. I think with both physical and missile weapons, physical melee and missile weapons. I think agility is to hit and strength is damage. But we'll stick with this for now, because yeah, we do have the bow and rifle skill. So even if we were to pick that, what was it, force bubble? Yeah. Force wall. You generate a wall of force. Creates 9 contiguous squares of immobile force field. Duration 16 versus 13. So this is basically the same thing, except presumably we get to draw the wall, kind of like we get to do with some of the other targeting. I don't know. I've never used this. It's cool, though. Force bubble seems like it's easier, more like ready to go. And force wall seems like something that requires a bit of skill to use. Actually, it feels like, what do you call it? What's that freaking game? Oh, Fortnite. It's Fortnite. It's like you have to build your little fort, as opposed to the fort just deploying around you. Kindle. You ignite a small fire with your mind. Okay, that's cool. Light manipulation. You manipulate light to your advantage. You produce ambient light within a radius of 4. You may focus the light into a laser beam temporarily, reducing the radius, but it has a damage increment of 1d3 and 8 penetration. Ambient light recharges at a rate of 1 unit every 15 rounds until it reaches its maximum value, and you have a 13% chance to reflect light-based damage. Okay. So like when we got murdered by that laser turret, I guess. This is kind of cool. You produce ambient light within a radius of 4. Ambient light recharges at a rate 1 unit. So wait, is the unit equal to the radius? Was that what I'm because it's saying produce within a radius of 4. You may focus the light into a laser beam, temporarily reducing the radius by 1. Right. And then ambient light recharges. I feel like I'm missing a piece of information here. Like, is it a resource or is it the radius? Like, does it just decrease the radius every time you use it until you have no radius, and then the radius refills? I'm not quite sure I'm reading this correctly. Okay, we'll put a pin in that one. Mass mind. You tap into the aggregate mind and steal power from other espers. Refreshes all mental mutations. 500 round cooldown. Cooldown is not affected by willpower. Each use attracts slightly more attention from the psychic interlopers. Small chance each round for another esper to steal your powers. Uh-oh. Minus 200 reputation with the Seekers of the Sightless Way. So this is kind of interesting. It's like a full cooldown refresh, but it also has this weird like lottery that you could lose where your cooldowns are going to be stolen. Interesting. Mental mirror. You reflect mental attacks back at your attackers. When you suffer a mental attack while Mental Mirror is off cooldown, you gain +4 mental armor. That's what MA is. It's mental armor. That makes sense. If the attack then fails to penetrate your MA, it is reflected back at the attacker. Interesting. And then presumably it goes on cooldown after it's used automatically and then goes on cooldown. It's kind of interesting. Cooldown is, well, it's shortish as far as the mental powers go, but precognition, you peer into your near future. You may activate this power and then later revert to the point in time where you activated it. Cool. That's kind of cool. So it's like a really limited time travel. So yeah, it can go up to 16 rounds. That's kind of interesting. Like, you could test out if you're, strong enough to fight a certain creature or whatever, and then hit your oh shit button. But it does have a 500 round cooldown, so yeah, it's pretty interesting. Psychometry. You read the history of artifacts by touching them, learning what they do and how they were made. Unerringly identify artifacts up to complexity tier 4. Learn how to construct identified artifacts up to complexity tier 2. Must have the appropriate tinker skill. Interesting. You may open security doors and use some secure devices by touching them. Oh, that's kind of cool. I kind of like that. Pyrokinesis. This is similar to the cryokinesis. You heat a nearby area. So, yeah, literally the same except heat instead of freeze. Sense Psychic. You can sense other mental mutants through the psychic ether. You detect the presence of psychic enemies within a radius of 9. There's a chance you identify detected enemies. Okay. Space-time vortex. You sunder space-time, sending things nearby careening through a tear in the cosmic fabric. Summons a vortex that swallows everything in its path. Okay. Interesting. You may enter the vortex to teleport to a random location in Qud. That's pretty wild. Plus 200 reputation with highly entropic beings. Interesting. Stunning force. You invoke a concussive force in nearby area, throwing enemies back and stunning them. 7x7 area. Creatures are pushed away from the center of the blast, stunned, and dealt crushing damage in up to 3 increments. That's kind of cool. Yeah, it's like a sort of telekinesis. But does it affect you? Throwing enemies back. No, so it doesn't affect you. Because I was going to say range 8 and then area 7x7. Seems like it would be pretty easy to hit yourself if you weren't being careful. But it does say enemies. Sunder Mind. You sunder the mind of an enemy, leaving them reeling in pain. For up to 10 rounds, you engage in psychic combat with an opponent, dealing damage each round. Taking any action other than passing the turn will break the connection. Each round, you make a mental attack versus mental armor. After the 10th round, you deal bonus damage equal total amount of damage you've done so far. That's pretty cool. It does have an 80 round cooldown, but then what happens? Presumably, so if you take any action, passing the turn. So I guess if you're attacked, it doesn't disrupt this though. So like you can keep sundering even if you're attacked as long as you don't attack, as long as you don't do something other than this, is what I'm reading. That's kind of cool. Siphon Vim. Oh. You bond with a nearby organic creature and leech its life force. Mental attack versus an organic creature drains 1 hit point per round. Target gets a mental save to resist damage each round. Okay. For 20 rounds. So that's kind of interesting. Presumably, I guess this increases in the damage and the amount of hit points you gain. Well, I guess drain is damage and healing in one. I guess that's sort of what that's implying, because you do 1 damage, but you gain that as health. Interesting. Telepathy. You may communicate with others through the psychic ether. Chat with anyone in vision. Takes you much less time to issue orders to companions. Oh, that's kind of cool. That's cool if we were to use beguiling and beguile things, and then we could issue orders to them. Teleport other. You teleport an adjacent creature to a random nearby location. It's kind of interesting. Teleportation. You teleport to a nearby location. Teleport to a random location within a designated area. Uncertainty radius 12. Interesting. Temporal fugue. You quickly pass back and forth through time, creating multiple copies of yourself. Not really sure what does that do though. Duration 20 rounds, copies 1. Does it like make you harder to hit? Can your copy also do actions? I don't know. Time dilation. You distort time around your person in order to slow down your enemies. Creatures within 9 tiles are slowed according to how close they are to you. Distance 1, creatures receive 57%. Distance 4, 22. Distance 7, 3. Duration. That's pretty cool though. Reducing other enemies' quickness sounds pretty good. Oh, mental defects. Amnesia. You forget things and places. Whenever you learn a new secret, there's a small chance you forget a secret. Okay? Whenever you return to a map you've previously visited, there's a small chance you forget the layout. Okay. Blinking tick. You teleport about uncontrollably. Small chance to each round you're in combat that you randomly teleport to a nearby location. Kind of interesting. Dystechnia. You are befuddled by technological complexity. Hey, this is very tiny B. We might have to just take this. You're much worse at examining artifacts. You can't have artifacts identified for you because you don't understand their explanations. When you fail severely during artifact examination, the artifact explodes. Yeah, this is a little too raw, a little too true to life for Tiny B. Evil twin. Acting on some inscrutable impulse, a parallel version of yourself travels through space and time to destroy you. Each time you embark on a new location, there's a small chance your evil twin has tracked you there and attempts to kill you. That's pretty awesome. I like that. Maybe not this game, but cool. Narcolepsy. You fall asleep involuntarily from time to time. Small chance each round you're in combat that you fall asleep for 20 to 29 rounds. That sounds deadly. Psionic migraines. You suffer from powerful psionic migraines that render your head extremely sensitive. You can't wear hats or helmets. Okay. Quantum jitters. Your willful acts sometimes dent space-time. Whenever you use an activated ability, there's a small chance your focus slips and you dent space-time in the local region, causing 1 to 2 space-time vortices to appear. This chance increases the longer you go without using an activated ability. Okay. Interesting. Socially repugnant. Others find it difficult to tolerate you in social settings. That feels a little too real too. Okay, so that was it. Interesting. All right, so I think we're gonna do actual Tiny B. So we're gonna have a beak. Yep. We're gonna have wings. Sounds pretty cool. So that gives us 7 points remaining. And let's remember that we travel with speed. We have a reduced chance of becoming lost. We have plus 20% move speed while sprinting. We can jump 1 square farther, and we can charge 2 squares farther, which sounds cool. Charging is pretty cool. Triple jointed also seems pretty cool. Because this one, we get increased move speed while sprinting, and if we're triple jointed, there's a 10% chance that sprint and skills with agility prerequisites don't go on cooldown after use. That's kind of interesting. Plus, we do get a little agility bonus. You can see that being cool. We could give ourselves a stinger. I like that idea. I don't have a stinger IRL, or anywhere for that matter, but it's possible. We could grow one in the game Caves of Qud. Double muscled. I like the idea of that too. I like the idea of being a strong bird. Not that Tiny B is particularly strong, but we could try that. Double muscled, triple jointed. Night vision. We wanted night vision, and then we could take triple jointed. That could be the last 3 points. Okay, so what if we're just like a ripped Triple jointed night vision bird with a beak. That's pretty cool. We don't have to take any defects this time either. Wait, what was heightened quickness is 3, so we'd have to take a -3, like amphibious. Interesting. Myopic. No, I don't think we want to do myopic. Spontaneous combustion sounds interesting, but maybe not this time. All right, I think we're good. We won't do any defects this time. We'll do just positive mutations. So we get +2 to strength from Warden Calling. Wait, what's our like pool of points here? Oh, points remaining 44. Okay. So I think, well, we definitely, even though we're getting the +2 strength, we want a lot of strength. So that. We do want a decent amount of agility as well. I think we want a decent amount of toughness. we could be dumb. Okay, so maybe we went too hard into strength. Let's scale back strength a little bit. If we put it at 21, then our first attribute point, we'll put it at 22, which is kind of good. Like willpower and then ego. Actually, let's take int down to 0 and ego up. So now at least we don't get any minuses in these. But we're kind of like a strong, somewhat accurate, somewhat tanky guy. Yeah, right. Strength determines how effective you penetrate armor, how much damage your melee attacks, and ability to resist force movement. Number of skill points. Cooldown. Oh yeah, this modifies cooldowns. I forgot about that. That's probably somewhat important. This seems alright. Right? What if we brought that down? We have 3 more points to play with. Because I could kind of see bringing willpower up and then maybe like intelligence. And then we'll put like 1 point here next time. Although I like starting... I don't know, I like having the +2 in strength. So maybe we just do this. I mean, we could go full dumb, but we want skill points. We don't want potency and mental mutations. We don't really have mental mutations. Ability to haggle and ability to dominate. We don't really need this. We could kind of drop our ego and then maybe... Interesting. Oh, that costs 2 points now. I see. Or what if... Yeah. Okay. Something like that. Okay. I'm comfortable with this. Alright, so we've got strength 21, agility, toughness, blah, 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 warden, mutated human, humanoid, beak, double muscled, night vision, triple jointed, wings. Cool. It seems cool. Okay. Oh, character name. We'll do another variation of Tiny Bee. Color. We'll be magenta this time. Submit. Okay. I think we just start at Japa, since that's what we know best. Okay. Let's see. Maybe we won't immediately die this time. You embark for the Caves of Qud. On the 27th of Ulu Ut, you arrive at the oasis hamlet of Japa, along the far rim of Magrayi, the Great Salt Desert. All around you, moisture farmers tend to groves of viridian water vine. There are huts wrought from rock salt and brine stalk. On the horizon, Qud's jungle strangle chrome steeples and rusted archways to the earth. Further and beyond, the fabled spindle rises above the fray and pierces the cloud-ribbon sky. Cool. All right. Let's real quick. What is our starting equipment? We have an iron longsword, which is, I guess, all right. We have goat jerky. Interesting. We have wings. We have a little pair of shoes. What is this? Oh, our beak. I see. Rostrum? Wait, we were supposed to have a beak. I guess it doesn't matter. That's fine. But anyway. And what's our reputation? Standard. Uh-oh. Whoa. The game just did a weird laggy thing. Oh, bears don't like us. Cannibals don't like us. Cats don't really like us particularly. That makes sense because we're kind of a bird. Interesting. Okay. Attributes and power. Oh, so these are the only ones we can upgrade. This does not. Oh, okay. I didn't know that the beak wasn't upgradable. Interesting. Night vision, that makes sense, but I thought the beak, you might be able to get a little more damage out of it. Okay, and we've got axe proficiency. Oh, no, we don't. No. Wait. Wayfaring tactics. We got bow and rifle. Steady hands. Oh, cool. That's cool. Agility treated as if it were 4 points higher. Draw a bead. Interesting. Long blade. Aggressive stance and defensive stance. Cool. Interesting. We have pistol. Interesting. Okay. And shield. Do we have a shield? Can't remember. Oh yeah, we have a buckler. That's not really a real shield, I guess. Interesting. Okay. So we're currently sort of relying on dodge, right? Yeah, we don't have a ton of armor. Okay. All right. Well, let's talk to Mehmet. What of your artifacts? Make an offering of them to the Shekinah at the sacred well. Let's chat with Mehmet. I'm called Tiny Bee. Live and drink, friend. Can you tell me about Joppa? We read all this last time. I'm in search of work. Yep, this is the same. Red rocks. What's eating the water vine? I guess we'll talk to the elder. Chat. I'm looking for work. Oh, right. No, he sent me to the other guy. Right. Okay. All right. Well, we know about this place, so let's just explore everything real quick. I guess we could do some thieving like we did last time too, because there is still the one hut that you can steal from. I don't think I want to take these things, right? Because I guess that would be stealing. I don't know. Deeply unclear. Nope, good. We read the shrine. That's good. Okay. Oh, we're just auto-exploring now, by the way, for people who haven't seen it before. It's somewhat of a time-saving feature. Okay, that was pretty much everything. Okay, so let's get the other quest from Argive. This very grumpy guy right here. Exceeding mass thresholds, perhaps a ganglionic teleprojector fitted with suspensors. Oh, I didn't notice you there. That's because I was ignoring you. Waste heat from the thermocask or centrifugal extraction to the P density of sun slag? Must you bother me? What are you, some sort of water freak? Foudronide pilgrim? Argonaut? Make yourself useful and fetch me a knickknack from one of the caves, then. I may reward you. Wait, what? I am interested. Hold on. Oh, I guess I have to ask, where can I find a cave? Okay, yes, I will accept the quest. Okay. And we don't have a knick-knack yet because we didn't do the tutorial. Let's go be a little bit sneaky. Let's go in here. Let's close the door because we're gonna be bad. No. Oh, this only has 16 drams this time. Yeah, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it because I'm a bad guy. Let's open the chest. Yes. Oh, microchip and cracked lens. All right, let's take all. Does the microchip count for? Huh? Does that not count for? Oh no, these are all just scrap, I guess. So that doesn't count for the one quest. Okay, that's good to know. Oh right, and we should go talk to Tam too, because we don't have a missile weapon to start with. No, we don't. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. Whoops. Whoops. I done messed up. Sorry. I hit the print screen button again. I keep hitting it by accident instead of the escape button because how I have my keyboard laid out. So that's dumb. I should not do that. Alright, let's talk to Tam. I'm Tiny Bee. Who are you? I'm a dromad, human friend. Some say Salt Strider. Do you know this? I do. Do you live here? Yes. Okay. But I do desire something. I want to trade. Let's trade. Okay, so we can get the leather slugs. The lead slugs. And we can get... Wow, there's a carbide hammer. That's pretty badass. We can get the musket. Wow, the musket's very expensive. I guess because my ego sucks, maybe. Can I even afford this? I can't. I can't. Uh-oh. Now I'm probably finding out the downside to having no ego, huh? Well, I guess I'm kind of more of a melee fighter anyway, aren't I? So let's try that. I guess let's go exploring down in the cave. See if we can't ruin somebody's day. Oh wait, do we want to like sort our actions? Shield slam, make camp can go down here. Sprint, shield slam. Fly, oh yeah, fly we can probably move up to. Okay. I don't know, should I just be like flying all the time? Wow, I do move fast, don't I? Yeah, I mean, I guess that, like, well, it said I can just, like, fall sometimes, which is probably bad, but I guess if I'm above ground, I should just be flying most of the time, huh? Aggressive stance. Oh, let's look at that again real quick. Aggressive stance, while wielding a long blade in your primary hand, you gain +2 to your penetration rolls, but -2 to hit. You gain +2 DV. Okay. I feel like defensive stance is the best. Oh, I do. I have it selected. Okay. All right. Okay. So that this is the little brackets let me know which one I have selected. That's good to know. Okay. And then the shield slam we want to remember to use. Oh, look, we found a cave. Look at that. Okay. Surprise. Whoa, it made me afraid. Heck you. I don't get any XP for that though, unfortunately. Oh, there's a dog. Oh, what's the dog fighting? A bat. Dogs and bats do not get along, apparently. Eat it, Dreadroot. Bloody bat. It's still friendly though, right? Yeah. Bats are friendly. Bats and dogs. They're not friendly to each other, but they're friendly to me. What can we find? Apparently nothing down here. Is unfortunate. A bunch of bats. Not even a snapjaw? Not even one measly snapjaw? Oh, well, there's the down. Oh! Don't want to leave this map tile yet. We want to explore to the fullest. I could auto-explore, I guess, but what is this? Dreadroot. That is a dreadroot. Okay, well. Get hecked, dreadroot. Problem with that is I'm not getting any XP, though. By killing dreadroots. Alright, we're just gonna auto-explore, because I'm not seeing any aggressive enemies, so we'll just explore the whole area and then see what we can see. And I'll take a sippy while I'm auto-exploring. Alrighty. Oh, yeah, well, another dreadroot scared us. Oh, ouch. Ouch. Yeah, there's those like weird trap things. What are those called? Young ivory. Yeah, those are annoying. Okay, well, yeah, there's nothing here, so that's irritating. There's nothing through there. I feel like there was an exit out the west side too. West side. Oh, there we go. Oh wait, what are these? Hold on, what's that? Wet glowfish. Is this neutral? Okay. Docile and neutral. What is this though? Wet glow pad. Neutral. Okay. But there's a spider. No, you. I want to look at the. Yeah, wet cave spider. Yeah, those are hostile. But it looks like they're hostile to the other things too. Yeah, they're fighting down there. Oh, what's this over here? There's some sort of cool looking axe. Not me. What's this? Wet mummified corpse. What? I guess I just... What am I trying to do here? No. How do I guess I just get that. Wet engraved two-handed steel battle axe. Kind of cool. But iron longsword. My skill is in long blade. Your skill with long thrusting and slashing blades. Yeah, so not axe. Although it's probably good to sell, so we're gonna hang on to it. Discover the location. Oh, because it was readable. Okay. You discover the location of the Nazanip Embassy. That's cool. New quest. All right. Very cool. Yeah, and that's why you like look at stuff and read stuff, because you know, you get little quests and information like that. There's a slime up here doing something. Or no, an amoeba. That's what they're hostile. Well, it does say slime, but and that spiders are still fighting that stuff. All right, so we're gonna. But what if we were to shield slam? Ooh, we splatted that slime with our shield slam. Uh-oh. I feel like, oh no, it's neutral for me. I thought cats didn't like me, but I guess that cat's fine-ish with me. So there's a lot of like neutral enemies in here. I mean, oh wait, that's a croc. Okay. And our shield slam is still on cooldown, but Okay, we got him. We got him. Don't worry about it. Whoa, what's this? What's that? Defoliant Miner. Hostile, very tough, but it didn't attack me? Okay, that's whatever. No, it seems perfectly happy to just let me go, so we're gonna let it go. Whoops. Oh, centipedes, I see. Uh-oh. Well, this is bad. We died again. Oh no! All that building that character for dying to two centipedes. Wow. I didn't think that we would. I guess they were giant centipedes. Does that? No, they're always giant centipedes. But I fought them in the last go around, and I don't. Well, I guess it was 2 at a time. So anyway, well, that's unfortunate. Oh no, tiny bee. Alright. Well, we're dead. And that's just how it goes sometimes in Caves of Qud. I actually think I'm going to put a pin in it and stop here because it's been almost 3 hours that I've been streaming. So I appreciate everyone coming by and saying hi. I appreciate the pointers. I think I'm going to play this again tomorrow, which for many of you will probably be your later today. I'm in Japan time, so I'm gonna sleep. I have a couple phone calls I need to make tomorrow morning, and then I think I'm gonna stream a decent chunk of my tomorrow, your later today, if you're U.S. Eastern time. So again, happy to be back. Happy to see everybody. I'm gonna try to figure out a regular streaming schedule soonish, but until then, I'll probably just stream when I'm available and when I feel like it. And I hope that that works out for everybody and that I can chat with you guys and say hi and whatever. But yeah, I'm just happy to be in a place where my life is going to allow me to do some streaming again and just take it easy. I had fun playing this, and I really can't wait to jump back into it again. But I feel like going through the character creation takes so long that we'll just make a new character next time. How about that? That'll be what we'll look forward to at the next stream. So yeah, thanks for stopping by. Captain Slayhab, thanks for the follow. I hope you're not too disappointed in me with my quick deaths, but I'm gonna learn as I go. Naysayer, good to see you as always, and Gazbang, long time no see. Great, really appreciate you stopping by. Anyway, I don't know if there's any. Should I be raiding? Let's see. I feel like I'm kind of in stealth mode here with my comeback, so I don't know. Yeah, we'll maybe raid tomorrow after stream. So I'm just gonna quietly bow out for now. But I appreciate everyone hanging out. Love you guys a lot, and I will talk to you very soon. And we'll play more Qud. So thanks again. Take care. Bye.